A vulture flies over the town of Crashmere. It's plump, with glossy black wings, and it's almost the size of a chest freezer. Well fed. It circles high above the broken hull of the wrecked plane, over a garishly lit double-decker bus, one bright eye trained downwards, nostrils open and huffing for the smell of flesh. The clinic is nestled far below, and it looks like it's pinching onto the landscape for dear life, like a tick. The vulture watches warily as a dust cloud from the south gets closer, and it catches an acrid thermal and lazily soars even higher into the deepening twilight. Not today. Today, the broken and ugly as fuck body of a once intimidating warlord named Grundle clings precipitously to life. The click whir beep of a yard sail life support rig chugs along to the faint smell of diesel. Grundle's eyes occasionally twitch like he might open one, and his chest moves rhythmically up and down with the respirator. He's got a lot of fresh blood coming out of his nose, and mixes with all the dried blood, making smeared dark tracks across his face and chest, staining his dog fur cape. 5 people stand under the rotten beams of the clinic's roof. An arrestingly handsome man, with black hair, barely rests his tailbone on the edge of an empty rusted gurney. He's cleaning his nails and trimming them, casually, with a slim knife that appears from nowhere. An older woman in a stained lab coat calls out vitals to her 2 younger assistants. One of them is chewing gum. The other keeps throwing a backward glance at the last figure. He's sitting in shadow, wearing only a pair of stained sweatpants, lounging casually on a busted armchair. The older woman, Ruth, turns to the 2 men, Hex and Locke. She recently had a nosebleed too. There's blood down the front of her lab coat. And she says, we need what he's got in his brain. And what's that? In a world this desolate, this starving, this raw, what possible value could be found within the undulating gray folds of a wasteland warlord's half-cooked brain? Hope. All right, you 3. What happens next?
So I think we're coming up with a plan, but I mean, Locke, Hex, are you going to be here to help us out with it?
What was the plan again? I've already forgotten.
I mean, the details are, I don't know. We're gonna need some, a little more gear than we got here. Probably we're gonna need just a little bit of hope. But look, if we can find the stash that he's got hidden away, we're gonna be laughing. We can really help some people. We can make a living, make a life.
Are we going directly from what we were doing last time, or is this a flashback?
No, this is present time. This is you guys in the clinic after having procured some gasoline and...
All right, well, we got the gasoline from Mr. Papa Franklin over there, and I hold up... How much did he give us, like 2 quarts or something?
Give you 1 quart.
How much is a quart?
It's not a lot.
Enough.
It's like a bottle of milk's worth.
And I, like, shake it around.
Isn't it a quarter of a gallon? Is that how it works?
That makes sense, actually. And I shake it around, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. But we made a deal. We said to that fat bastard that I'd do my show tonight at the gym, as you all know, and I would give him some sort of oratory blowjob. You know, I tell him that he's the greatest, and yeah, exactly. And that's what I do best. So tonight, I mean, it won't be long, we'll head over there, I'll do my little thing, and then he's going to give us 5 more quarts. By Locke's math, that gives us a gallon.
So I mean, that buys us a couple of days, if we're lucky. But we got to get donuts to show up to give everyone a little bit of gas. Whatever the hell happened to him, like we need so much shit. Fuck.
Put it this way: at the very least, it keeps that fucking asshole alive. And I point to the gangrenous, rotting corpse that is missing a hand in the back of Ruth's van. Grundle, the warlord, who I have just a terrible history with. And I sort of slap Locke on his naked breast, shoulder, and I said, come on, we can do this.
Yeah, I suppose we can do this. And by we, I mean you're going to be the one who's doing the show. And I'm happy to be a stagehand if you need a stagehand. But if there's any other way I can help Ruth, I'm more than happy to lend my services. If you need someone's brains beaten in, that's what I excel at.
Is there any other way you can keep this thing going, Ruth, besides gasoline?
Look, I mean, the lights got to stay turned on. So we can find someone who can rig up a my God, I don't know, windmills, solar panels. These are all things that I used to hear a lot about, but there isn't. If somebody had that shit, man, they're going to be holding on to it. Anything to get power is precious.
What about equipment, medical supplies, things that you don't have that maybe if you did have, it would make it easier besides power?
That's the shit in his head. Grundle knows where that stuff is. That's the whole problem. Is he's got a whole cache of it somewhere, or had one till somebody stabbed him, and then he's.
Is there any way that you could? And Locke pauses for a moment, and you can hear the gears turning in his beautiful head. That you could hook up to his brain and get the hope out that way. Maybe like a siphon or some sort of syringe.
Like there's this whole moment where Ruth stops and takes off her like shiny glasses and like looks over at Mox and Chigusa, who her assistants, and they all sort of share a smile. Like that's exactly what we're talking about. Like you've caught up. We're here.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
The plan.
That's incredible.
Locke, you're amazing. I'm so glad you got here.
All right. So you need syringes, is what you're saying.
Well,
brain syringes. Is that a thing? I say to Hex.
I mean,
hey, MC, I got this infirmary. I can go into it to figure some shit out or to get to the bottom of something. What do I actually think I need to do to unlock these secrets in Grundle's brain?
Great question. So, between the three of you, Chigusa, Mox, and Ruth, you've been doing a little bit of differential diagnosing on Grundle. This guy has been unconscious and on the edge of death for about the last month, we established. And you want what he knows. He's in a bad way. He's not been conscious since you brought him in, and you've accidentally touched his mind before, and it hasn't led you anywhere that you can make heads or tails of, and in fact has injured you and him both significantly. You think that you're going to have to add some more high-tech gear to your workplace before you're going to be able to extract something from his brain. You're not confident that you're ever going to be able to bring this guy back up into the living, speaking, walking around world. If you could, it would just be a matter of interrogating him. But you think you're going to have to probably add some kind of... You've heard of being able to connect someone's brain to a projector, where you're going to be able to project images onto a screen, but you need that equipment. So you're gonna need to figure out a way to get that shit.
Perfect. So it's not a syringe, Locke. It's called a brain projector. You take some electrodes, you wire it up, it generates a picture on the wall. We can then, present Grundle with stimulus. We'll see what his brain goes from there, and we should be able to at least dig in there, get the secrets. But
I've seen this used before, actually. I remember some fucking time I came into some warlord's place, and he had this big, weird image upside down projected on the wall of a bunch of naked chicks doing some weird dance. And it was like this head in this weird, almost like a vice type thing. I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah, perfect.
You're incredibly handsome. Sorry.
You need to stay focused, Locke. I blow a little kiss.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around how that's actually going to work and what equipment you're actually going to need for that. So you need some sort of vice, maybe from the garage. I almost said that strangely.
It's a weird accent, I know. Okay, so maybe Hex, if you know who might have one of these, it's at least a lead, right? We could.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I've fucked with a lot of these warlords in my time. Like I said, only a few of them ever got so unlucky to be knifed in the back. Most of them just wanted a show or two, and I could provide that to a T. This guy, this is one of those guys that would just hire me just for the show. And about halfway through, he got all pissed off, started flipping tables and shit like that. And, you know, I'm expecting my normal wave of love after the show. I'm looking at a few of these people in the crowd, hoping to use this guy's back room to get off afterwards. And he throws me off this 2-story fucking building, basically, into a pile of garbage. He was so pissed off. I think it might have been because I fucked his wife. Either way, doesn't matter. This guy does not like me. But I do know where he keeps his pen. And I think I might have a way in if we want to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily need him coming after us. So maybe we could try talking to him first. Maybe you if you've got some history, maybe we'll put Locke in there. He's charming.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be me. But definitely if we wanted some sort of... Put it this way. This place, it's sort of in a weird... You know the oil slicks north of here that are all drained of everything, but they just got those pools of that deep, murky muck. They sort of exist on this 2-story... I guess it probably used to be a garage or something. And they have layers upon layers, but every few weeks or so, they all migrate out of there to this big sort of Thunderdome-type Coliseum thing around the way, and they all fucking fight each other. But at that time, their main base is almost empty.
Really? They got valuable shit in there. They don't guard it with anything.
Well, I mean, they leave a few people behind, but I also don't think this brain thing is that valuable shit. Most of the time when someone's dead, you don't give a fuck what's on their mind. I mean, they were kind of using it like they didn't really know exactly how much it could be worth, especially in a case like this.
What's the name of this gang?
These are the Chroniclers. They have this weird way of like almost stone carving everything that they do, including their own. This is why I think they got so pissed off, because I recanted a tale that I may or may not have made up a little bit, but they had a similar story that maybe ripped off. I don't know.
Mox pipes up in between blowing bubbles of bubblegum noisily. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, it's a great idea, but how are we going to get there? We just drained the rest of the diesel that's in the ambulance for this fucking guy. That's how many days drive?
I mean, if we were going as the crow flies, maybe 2. I don't know. Locke, you must have some way to get around this desert. You don't walk everywhere shirtless.
I do for the most part. It's great cardio. Well, I mean, I run. That's more what I do. Oh, you know, if we're keeping up a good jog, we could probably do it in 2 days. Otherwise, I'd probably say 3 or 4. I've been up that way before. I had a bit of an interview with the Chroniclers at one point, but it didn't go anywhere. I basically got to the gate, and they didn't like the others that I was with, and they sent us all back, so... I know where it is, at least.
Well, I got Elvira, but she's just a motorbike. That takes me and one more. I don't know, Ruth, have you made any friends around here that could lend you a set of wheels for a day?
Yeah, I mean, if you tell this story nice, that gives us 5 more quarts. So now we're talking, if we're burning a quart a day in the generator here, maybe we can put 1 or 2 of those in the ambulance, get it over there. Nobody's gonna, once we're there, if there's fighting going on, we can fill up with nothing. I can patch up some wounds. I can stitch up a person here or there, keep them going for a little bit, keep their guts inside. Like we can make a little bit of barter.
That's not a bad idea. All right, so we got a plan. So I do the show tonight at the gym. We get 5 quarts easy. Fill up the old Smiley. I slap the side of the rusted interior of the ambulance. Drive over the Chroniclers under cover of night. I think they're doing their little shindig this month. I'd have to check to find out exactly when, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the next few days. Wait till they vacate out. We use my contact to get in the back door. Then we rob the place.
So, the gig is actually tomorrow night
Oh, fuck.
that you have at the gem, which is fine. But it is getting late tonight. Did you guys have anything else that you want to do before you hit the hay? Or are you just going to finish hatching some plans?
Ruth is feeling pretty beat. She's she just lost a lot of blood to this weird, like, she touched Grundle and her brain like lit on fire. Everybody's nose started bleeding. It was a bad time. She kind of wants a moment away to digest this, like, those weird impressions that got left, this well and the rain and like all this other crazy shit she saw in his head. I don't think she wants to be around here anyone if she doesn't, if she has a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And Hex has been riding all day and basically came in here end of night. But he looks to Locke.
What are your plans for the evening?
Well, Locke, I see you eyeing me. I know you want this. And there's nothing wrong with wanting this, but just know this isn't an easy get. It takes time. And I back away to the door and kick it open with my foot and walk out to the night.
Locke kind of chuckles to himself, stands up, stretches. Ruth, you sure you don't want to join me on my night walk?
As tempting as that is, I think I just need a moment away from this. Yeah, maybe a walk will clear my head, maybe. Okay.
Really? You're actually going to join me, eh? Well, that's a first. We might run into some ruffians. I usually do. It usually ends in violence, perhaps more afterwards. But, wonderful.
Save a little bit of blood from being spilled.
I'll do my best.
Where do you
Let's
usually
roll. Anybody
go?
else? I turn to the other two.
Locke, where do you usually go?
Wherever my feet decide in the moment. It's kind of a meditative practice for me. Last night, actually, I ended up walking to I guess it's kind of like a meat market where they cut up the dogs and they sell all of it, and it's usually still open at night. Some dumpster fires happening. I heard some shouting, and I ended up walking over that way. Just last week, I heard some dogs fighting, and I walked in that direction. That was an interesting time. That's how I got this scar on my thigh, actually. So generally, if I hear any danger, I'll tend to just move towards it.
You lollygag.
I lollygag around. Is that what that is? Is that lollygagging?
Shigusa
walking without any
is
real
like,
reason.
I'm just gonna stay here. Actually, I think maybe I'll just watch Grundle, make sure that nothing happens.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right, Ruth, let's move out.
And as you head outside, Hex is like staring up in the stars, smoking a cigarette like 5 feet from the door. And without looking, he's like, I thought you'd come. Oh, Ruth, you're coming outside too.
I think she pauses for a moment, and there's maybe a little bit of a blush on her face. And she maybe turns to Locke to see how he reacts.
Oh, to you staying behind,
or just to Hex being there. Like, is there a moment of like any hesitation of like, oh, I'd rather be with this person. Like, I'd rather spend the evening with Hex rather than
not at all.
company or any of that.
I just move forward. I just start walking.
Locke would do his thing whether you're there or not.
No, and so.
And I flick my cigarette at seeing you, and I walk behind both of you and sort of wrap my arms loosely around both of you, and I'm like, this is the way to do it. Boys, we're going on adventure, it sounds like. after tomorrow night we get those 5 quartz, we're off towards that warlord motherfucker. And we're gonna steal that fucker. See some brains on display. I'm excited.
If you got any, go ahead,
Master thief
Ruth.
that you are, maybe shouting the plan to the knight that you want to steal something from a warlord makes me nervous.
Oh, Ruth, you're always nervous. Let Locke and I do the worrying. Because we don't do it very much. Do you worry, Locke?
I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, worrying? No. See, no, I don't really worry all that much, but I am a little interested to know how we plan on doing this. We just gonna bust in there, guns blazing, kill any witnesses, then no one's able to track it back to us? I mean, as I'm saying this quietly to you. Actually, no, I hear what Ruth says, and I still just talk normally.
No, I don't think so. Like I said, so when I went there, I ended up having with the guy's wife at the time. He killed her afterwards, but she had a really hot sort of handmaiden type thing, and she really dug me. Mind you, I never called her back. You know what? Second plan, Locke. I think you should reach out to my contact. She was really excitable. She loved sort of the guns and violence. This dude tended to keep her a little bit under wraps, so maybe if we reach out to her, say, oh, I'll take you out shooting or some bullshit like that, we can earn her favor and walk back in the back door. Something along those lines.
How does communication work in this world? Do we have phones, or is that...
No, you don't have phones. The wealthier types might have a kind of like a radio, like a CB radio. But you don't have cell phones, that's for sure.
Right, of course.
These guys did have a CB. I do remember that. Maybe we could borrow somebody's and get in contact with them beforehand.
So, but that's... and then just ask to talk to the wife.
Well, handmaiden, but
Privately.
I'm sure we could, make it clear that we're trying to be covert about it. Maybe we're offering an experience, something that would appeal to only her. I can try to remember what I remember about her. And Hex sort of like starts looking up towards the star. It's almost like standing a few feet from the other two as they're all walking.
That I understand. There's a lot of tools that you folks that you two have that look like guns, and so that they feel like a first. They're already going to be fighting, right? There's a big show. They're already going to be hurting each other. I wonder if somebody doesn't want to gamble a little more, feel a little bit. We could even do this. Why don't we put a big bet on? We could put a big bet on Locke. You can kick anybody's ass there. I'll make sure you step out of it alive. We walk away. Right, like we don't have to kill somebody.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. And one better, these chroniclers, like their whole fucking thing is putting shit down in stone. I would love to get into their vault. The winner gets to walk around their vaults and read all these fucking stories and shit. That would give us a great opportunity to get inside. They wouldn't be expecting it either, because most of these fucking eggheads just want to fight and kill and then fuck off. But if we win, we get in there, all we have to do is distract them and grab the fucking thing and head out.
So you're saying that you want to sign me up for a violent battle with seasoned fighters that are going to slash me and shoot me and cut me and leave me bleeding on the sand if I lose?
Yes. Right, Ruth? That's what we're
If you're
saying,
lucky.
right?
Maybe
Shit,
they won't
when
be
do
that
I
good.
sign up?
The only trick is we got to be fast because the diesel here is burning. So
Right. Well, I mean, that's something to think about. I still think that we're going to have to go in there and do a little... Oh, we're turning left here, by the way.
And we're like standing
Yes,
next to like a sheer sand dune cliff. It's like up. Okay.
Yeah, not that way. But it is nice out here for the sunsets, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. Whatever floats you.
So the three of you finish your jaunt around Crashmere, taking in the sights. watching each other's back. It does get a little bit shady out here. There's a couple of new people in town that you don't recognize, so you don't necessarily trust everyone right off the bat. And you make it back to the clinic.
Well, I guess my night isn't going the way I thought. I sort of flashed my eyes momentarily to Locke. Anyway, I'm going to go hit the hay. Garage always lets me sleep next to Elvira. She'll keep me warm tonight.
Nah, I'll join you.
No, Locke. Chance passed. And I walk out and sort of shut the door behind me, and I head off to the garage to sleep.
Fucking boring night on all fronts. No fights, no fucks. This is a bad night, Ruth. I hope you fucking save Grendel, or at least get that information from him, because otherwise this has been a bad week. Fuck.
You don't have to give up that easily. He's right over there. I bet you could walk over there, and if you can't talk your way into wherever in the garage he's going, I would be very surprised.
No. It's about subtlety. Besides, I'm not really in the mood anymore. I fucking want to fucking punch something. Maybe he's into that. Hey, Hex!
And you hear no answer.
Fuck, he doesn't want to fight. All right. I guess I'll just violently, in my room. You need anything, Ruth?
Have a good night, Locke.
Yeah, you too. You call me if you need anything.
You all know.
And I just lie down on the front. There's like a little bench out front on like the vestibule of the house, I guess, the front porch. And I lie down, close my eyes there.
Hex, when you get back to the garage, Jer isn't there. You know how to let yourself in, but he's not around.
He's sort of got this like latch that I reach around through like a small little crevice that seems like it ends in metal, but if you curve your hand and sort of lift up, it lifts the latch. And I let myself in.
So we are going to take this opportunity to do some upkeep. We're going to barter at the beginning of the session, which is now, I guess. You're going to have to spend 1 or 2 barter for your lifestyle. You guys have a set amount of barter when you created your characters. If you can't pay or won't pay, you're going to have to answer some questions. Keeping up a 1 barter lifestyle, which is once a session you pay a barter, means that you're going to be living in the same kind of squalor as everyone else in the apocalypse world. But, you have enough to eat and enough to drink for now. Got a roof over your head. That's about it. 2 barter means that you have exceptionally better resources than everyone else, but it's just that and nothing specific, which means like you're going to be eating better food, more comfortable bed, etc. Anyone have any ideas about how they would like to proceed with that, or any questions?
So the only way we have barter to spend at this point would be through selling oddments or using oddments, or...
Correct. So you have oddments worth 1 barter being what you would be paying.
Then I know my oddments were 2 things. One was a bag of gold teeth, and the other was something...
That's your armor.
Oh, then I'll get rid of my gold teeth for barter.
Sure. So you are going to...
Unless there's another way to do it. That's the only way we're talking.
Well, you can work a job.
Okay, so I'm working the job tomorrow at the gym.
That's a bit different. That's a very specific thing in the story.
Well, it says for barter, perform for a public audience.
Yeah?
That's why I said I came here to pay with the gym.
Cool.
I was trying to think advance.
Perfect. So we can call that your gig. So you anticipate that tomorrow night you're going to be able to receive, I believe you get 3 barter per successful gig. Yeah. Typically, depending on how things go.
Okay.
So maybe Boatswain, who is the Maestro D of the gem, maybe you have an account with her.
So I get the money in advance, is what you're saying?
Maybe you know she's good for it, and people know you're good for it. Oh.
Yeah, no, definitely that would be the case because I know I'm getting paid for the gig.
Yeah, so you're taken care of at this point. Are you going to be paying 1 barter or 2 barter?
Just one.
Okay.
I only need my current squalor. I don't need a fancy life.
Current squalor.
I'm sleeping next to my bike in a garage.
So
Go ahead.
So Ruth's got this whole clinic with these other folks she's keeping alive, and diesel she's got to keep burning. So I think that's, in her own place in town with her own walls. I think that's sort of definitely a quality of life, notably better than everybody else. Eats alone, drinks alone, that kind of, they're a little separate. So I think she's almost got to pay 2 barter to keep that kind of thing going.
I would say that's pretty appropriate.
Which leaves her flat broke, which pretty much matches what we've established so far. I think in the back of her mind, she's thinking about, if there is this like gladiatorial kind of thing going on, maybe that could be a place she's going to earn some barter in the future. Other than that, until she's kind of broken and looking for a gig, but hasn't found the next thing yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool.
And I guess for me, so I wasn't sure about how much barter did I start with. Did it say from my sheet?
Yeah, so
4 barter. 4 barter it starts with.
Fucking rich.
So my first barter. So I'm going to spend. Can I spend a barter and then do a job?
So you want to spend 1 barter for your lifestyle, and you want jingle?
I want some jingle, yeah.
Great. So there are examples. They're listed
about-
on your sheet. Extort a murder, execute a murder, extort, raid, or rob, serve a wealthy NPC, etc.
I'm going to serve a wealthy NPC.
You'd like to serve a
But I'm
wealthy
gonna-
NPC.
Yeah, but I'm going to go into the clinic, and I'm going to stick. What kind of currency is this? Do we use in Kashmir?
Great question.
Nuka caps.
I think it's sort of a collection of whatever you can trade that's got value, right? That's why there's.
So it's not like a. Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is not really a cash society.
Like I think that quart of diesel's probably worth a barter or something in this scarce economy.
Right. So I guess I'm trying to think of what I would have as an oddment. I'm picturing a fidget spinner actually as something that I have that works, and then I can use it as an oddment. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it could be as like elaborate as like a set of silverware that somehow you found somewhere, like when you were raiding an old settlement, that would be considered valuable but not useful. Or it could be something like what Rob said, you have something that is useful, like you have a bunch of meat, or you have some salt or gasoline or fresh water. These are all also considered barter.
The idea of a box of toys that all work that he's been collecting,
That's so
like fidget
cool,
spinners and
though.
other things, are really interesting.
Like a yo-yo.
I like that. I do like that. Okay, so I'm going to go into the clinic, and as Ruth is kind of like tidying up and stuff, I'm gonna tap her on the shoulder and say, "Hey, yeah," and I hand over this strange device that when you spin it, it spins around really quickly and smoothly, and say, "Here, you can have it. I'm bored of it."
Thanks.
Yeah. It's kind of as a thank you for letting me stay here. I know I haven't had to knock any heads lately, so I've just been kind of crashing under this roof, and I figure you might be able to trade that for something. Maybe some diesel if it comes along, but you might as well hold on to it.
I appreciate it.
So
I'll be
you
back.
are paying
You'll
one
see me early in the
oddman
morning.
for upkeep and also paying Ruth rent?
I'm going to pay Ruth rent, and then I'm going to go to the brothel to work for my NPC.
Cool. What were you going to say, Rob?
Maybe I'm just paying on, like I'm paying on, or on Locke's behalf. Like he gives me this, I go trade it. That's helping to keep food on the table and things. It's not like I'm any richer. It's just I'm somehow responsible for making sure he gets the shit he needs. Because boys.
That's fair. So you're imagining that your gig now is like you decided that you're too fucking like wired right now to sleep that you're gonna go and do a job. So
Definitely.
I would say let's just quickly do a couple of rolls to see what happens over the course of the night. We're not gonna role play through all of it.
Okay.
So tell me what you do.
Well, I go up to Demi, who runs the brothel and is the owner. She's one of the wealthier people in town. And I say to her, Demi, I'm bored. Give me some work. You got any patrons in tonight?
And she's like, yeah, well, actually, Prize Seven's party just came back in. I don't know if you heard the bikes, and they're all lusty as anything, and getting drunker by the second. So if you wouldn't mind just running a little bit of interference for the girls. And she shepherds you inside. So why don't you do a roll for me? I would like you to... Where are my roll sheets? I think I would like you to read a charged situation. So you walk into the like main room of this establishment. It's like a bar basically, but there's just a bunch of chicks walking around, and Prize Seven's gang is like a crew of men and women who are they're charged with traveling around in the environment, so sort of surrounds Crashmere, to like scavenge material, and they're sort of like I don't know, scavengers, right? So they've come back after being out for a while, and they're getting kind of wasted. So read a situation for me.
Beautiful. So I'm going to use one of my Battle Babe moves, dangerous and sexy. So when you enter into a charged situation, roll plus hot.
Excellent.
On a 10 plus, hold 2. On a 7 and 9, hold 1. So I'm going to do that. I got a 7.
Okay, so you're gonna hold one.
So spend hold 1 to make eye contact with one NPC who freezes or flinches and can't take action until you break it off.
So Prize 7 is actually like kind of the dude in this situation who you'd want to be paying attention to.
Definitely.
He's actually made his way behind the bar, and he's pouring drinks for himself and for some of the other raiders. And so what happens with Prize 7?
He makes eye contact and then freezes and can't take action until I break it off.
Okay, so you walk into the room and he stops, bottle in hand, and watches as you take charge of the situation. You also successfully read the situation, so you assessed. You can ask one of the questions if you like from Read a Sitch.
All right, that's back here. Sorry. All these skills are very new to me still.
Me too.
So read a situation. Can you give me some examples of them?
Of course. What's my best escape route? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy's biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Who's in control here?
Okay, which enemy is the biggest threat? I might as well ask that.
Surprisingly, it's not Prize 7. There's like a little skinny dude to his right that has a knife. And as you assess the threat, I get to move because you have a mixed success, essentially, at a cost.
All right.
The guy moves toward you with his knife. What do you do?
Beautiful. I hold up a finger to Prize 7 and I wink, and then I turn to this other boy with the knife. I hold my hands out and I make sure my scars are on full display, and I give him a smile and I say, "Are you going to cut me?"
He realizes that he's no match for you, essentially. And I'm going to say that just with your presence in this brothel for the evening, you successfully prevent any riots from occurring. And the night passes rather uneventfully afterwards. Demi thanks you as the sun is coming up for
do I at
for your
least
work.
get my rocks off? Is that like that was the whole reason I really wanted to be there? Was I wanted some physical action?
Oh,
And do I
interesting.
get some of that?
Yeah,
with
are
it?
you interested in the patrons or in the working girls and boys?
Whoever wants to, really.
Sure.
I mean, the more the merrier. I'm thinking maybe the guy with the knife, actually, to be perfectly
Oh,
honest.
I like that. Yeah, so tell me how that happens, and then we'll talk about your payment.
Oh well, when he realizes that he's no match for me, I tell him to sit down, and I take the bottle from Prize 7. I tell him to sit down as well. I say, "Let me pour you both a drink," and I pour drinks. The girls are more than able to handle the rest of the fellas, and I take care of these two gentlemen sitting at this table.
Amazing.
What's Knife Guy's name?
Knife guy's name's Odie.
Odie. Odorous Odie.
Like overdose.
ODIE, but I
OD.
mean, it was given.
I'm OD.
I like Knife Guy as a moniker.
Oh
as
wow,
well.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Odie. Cool. So you get a high five from Demi, and she winks at you, and she pays you with 3 barter for your services.
3 barter, holy
3
shit.
barter.
Wow.
One final thing before we move into dawn of the second day. Does anyone want to change the stats that they have highlighted, or is everyone happy with?
I'd like to change.
Cool.
One of them at least.
Why don't we change the highlighted stats then? Let's quickly
Someone
go
else
around.
picks a new one though. Because this.
Yeah,
is
so
someone
you
else
still
to
go
pick.
back through the same process
Yeah.
of you never get to pick
Oh.
what stats are highlighted for you.
Okay. I don't. Well, yeah.
So who gets to choose again?
So
Who gets to choose whose?
you look at the history on your sheet. You choose one of the characters that has the highest history. You ask that player which of your stats is the most interesting. So, Harlan, who has the highest history with?
Ruth.
So Ruth would get to highlight one of your stats, and then I would highlight the other one.
Which one are you hoping for?
I just want anything but hard. I don't want
Okay,
to play a hard character.
All right, so I would love to see your hot highlighted.
Well, that's easy, but okay. Thank you.
And I want to see some action,
good.
so let's go cool.
Okay. I feel like for me, hard's going to come over time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to start fighting at the beginning.
Yep.
Hex, you've got the highest highlight or the highest history with me. So what would you like to see Ruth highlight?
Hex.
Harlan, that'd be
Oh, sorry. Let's go. I think I did sharp last time, but we're going new.
It doesn't have to be.
I still want you to do sharp, I think.
cool.
I think that's still very much Ruth.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem too far out of her comfort zone.
What else
Like
do you
to
like,
start
Joe?
off. It'd be good
I like cool still.
Cool. Easy.
And
And Hex is still +1 for me. What stats do you want to see me
Let's
try to play today?
What do you have right now?
Cool and weird.
Go hot. And
Sure.
well, I guess I won't pick the other.
I'd like hard from you.
I was going between those two.
Wicked.
Wicked and weird. I'm a roadhog with an old dog.
Dawn breaks in Crashmere. We hear some sounds of poultry waking up.
And
There.
engines.
And a couple of engines.
Pride 7 is rolling out. Oh! I
What?
should have run back. I should have run back to the clinic and been like, "Hey, Prize 7's in town. They're messing up the bar. They're distracted right now. We could
Let's siphon their gas.
but
Got too distracted looking for something else, had other priorities.
Bummer.
I did have other priorities. I'm sorry.
Oh, Locke.
They ride out in the morning, and the market opens. There's not really much for sale these days, but if you need water or other supplies, people are bartering for those. How do you three spend your morning?
I think I get up and I touch Elvira and I start checking her out, making sure she's still good to go. Slap her ass a little bit.
Slap her ass.
Smell the diesel on my hand, and then walk out with a confidence and air that only I have as I look around to get laid.
Jer is lying on the ground in front of the garage. His face has been cut up really badly.
I bend down. Jer, buddy. And I grab him and I start like slapping the blood on his face.
Oh boy.
Not like hard, just like getting his attention.
Oh, Hex.
Hey, what happened? I sit him up and like push him against the wall.
He flinches away from you. Obviously, there's been some violence done to him.
Buddy, let me look. And I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah, he flinches away from you.
Hey. Is that cool?
What are you trying to do?
Calm him down.
Yeah, you can read a person if you like.
Sure. Okay.
Roll plus sharp.
Sharp? Is that calming him down though?
Read a person is like trying to figure out what's up with him.
Okay. So this plus sharp is going to be 7.
Okay. So while you're interacting with this guy, you can spend your hold at any time to ask one for one. Like what one of these things. So.
Oh, one of the things?
Yeah, whenever you want.
It's a basic move, right?
Yep, it's a basic move.
Read a person. So I'll say...
And you don't have to ask it now. You can wait till somewhat midway through the conversation.
Okay. So I'll be like, hey, Jared, what happened, man? And I'm going to reach down and rip off some of his shirt and start like dabbing his face with it. I got like good shirt.
Jared's like, I don't know. I just, I got into it.
Got into it with whom?
I don't remember. It was a long night.
Jared, buddy. And I like put my hands on either side of his face and like slap his cheeks a little bit. And I'm going to see if he's telling the truth.
Hex.
I'm going to use that as my read a person. Is he telling the truth?
Does he not remember who did that to him?
Yeah.
He remembers all right.
Yeah. So and I tell he's lying. I said, don't lie to me, Jared. Look, we're friends. Sort of. I like you. You're hurt. I don't want to hurt you. This is ridiculous. Tell me who hurt you and why. And furthermore, why are you trying to keep it from me? And I rip off some more of his shirt.
He's in like a little crop top
It's
now.
like up to here now.
The hair on his belly is just something else.
He's a little guy too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, Skiz. It was Skiz.
Skez?
Yeah, we were at the gym last night, and, well, I did take some jewelry.
Did you rob Skez?
Just a little bit.
Jer, you fuck. And I sit back, like kind of impressed a little bit. I'm like, oh.
But he got me.
Yeah, but I didn't think you had the stones to try something that ballsy. Do you still have them on you or take them back?
No, he got him back.
Did you keep anything? And I start like patting his pockets. Jer, did you take anything from him?
No, he got nothing. He obviously got jumped, and he's got no valuables on him.
Well, that's the price you pay, bud. And I like slap his face one more time and stand up.
Jesus. Fuck.
And wipe my hand on.
When the fuck are you getting out of town, Hex?
Don't worry. I'll be out here soon enough. Hey, he let you live, didn't he? Take that as a win.
He heads back into the garage.
And I walk out to the garage and I'm like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And I kick the door open and I walk outside.
Where do you go?
I'm going to head over to Roots. What time is my show at the gym? Oops.
It's like just before sundown.
Yes, it's going to be a while yet.
Yeah.
So I'll stop by Ruth, see if the diesel's holding. I'll knock. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I mean, Ruth's around. She's running, through the infirmary. She's got Chigusa and Mox jumping through all the sorts of things to get everything as powered down as possible and still be functional.
And I walk in very like I own the place and grab the coffee pot as you're rushing around me.
Hex, what are you doing? What's up?
I was gonna make some coffee. Did you want some?
Yeah. Please, half as much as that though. We don't have a lot left.
Yeah. All right. And I like put it back. And so, do we have enough to keep Grundle on ice until tonight, till we get our quartz?
I mean, we got what we got. It's if you pull through tonight, we're going to be in a much better situation, and then we'll have a little bit of time to go find what we need to get the Grundle thing sorted out.
If I pull through tonight, and I walk over to Ruth, and I sort of take you by both hands, almost like lovingly, and like kind of put my, like put our waists together a little bit, not in a sexual way, just sort of like a playful way. And I'm kind of like, Ruth, I only do 100% all the time.
I want to like take a moment, like Ruth takes a moment and her mirrored glasses fall off her face and she's like looking Hex like right in his cyber eye for a minute. And I'd love to read a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to get a sense of Hex right now.
So.
Do I get to answer this?
Oh, so I got a 6 though, so I fucked that up good.
Can we say it succeeds anyway?
No, because on a miss, ask one anyways, but be prepared for the worst. So I got to ask one, and then Joe gets to do some crazy shit.
Oh.
What does Hex wish I'd do?
What does Hex wish you do?
What does Hex wish Ruth would do?
You answer.
You answer.
But it's wrong answer.
No, you answer correctly, and I get to do something bad.
Gotcha. Neat.
And it's an out of character question. So this is Harlan telling us what Hex wishes Ruth would do. It's not what Hex would tell. Yeah, like it's.
So I'm not trying to manipulate you. Yeah.
No,
okay.
You're just. Give me the.
Heck, what does Hex wish Ruth would do?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really. He's kind of happy with who Ruth is. He kind of, he looks up to her. But I would say, in a story sense, he kind of wishes she didn't care as much for Grundle. I think he sees this whole Grundle sidebar as like, look, this guy, because even though Hex is a very exterior tough, this guy basically left him for dead and cut at his eye. He hates the idea of this big fucking monster lying in the back. So, I mean, he wouldn't go so far as to say kill Grundle, but he kind of would love Ruth almost selfishly, kind of the way Hex is selfish. Mm-hmm. He kind of wishes Ruth would hold that same sense of, fuck it, let's just go get drunk and like leave Grundle to die. That would make him really childishly happy because he has that sort of short-sightedness.
So yeah, I think there's this moment of like stop to where they're looking at each other and Ruth sort of puts her arms on or puts her hands on Hex's arms and sort of gives him a little squeeze and is like, I really appreciate you helping out with this. I know I know it's not your favorite thing to do. I of course your show's going to be amazing, and pretty soon after that, we'll be done with this whole Grundle thing, and you can do whatever you want.
And
at that moment, your very touching, sentimental exchange is cut like a knife cuts through butter by the wail of a woman. Someone is approaching the clinic quickly, and Toyota barges in to the clinic. She is holding a bundle, and she's like, Ruth!
Toyota, what's going on?
Ruth! My baby! And she thrusts this bundle of rags into your arms, and you see that her child has died. This kid is emaciated. You can see that his eyes are sunken. She's like, I woke up and he didn't.
So Ruth is holding the kid now, but is very careful, like even when like thrust, very careful not to like let her skin touch this baby because skin contact's been fucked recently. But she like, so she's gonna take, what's their name? She asked Toyota.
Sibo.
So Ruth takes Sibo over to a table and starts and calls for Mox, Shigusa, come here, and like just starts to make sure what's the professional view of like, is there any life left in this child?
Professionally, no. You can tell by the rigidity, by the temperature, a little bit by the smell, that this kid's been gone for a few hours.
What do I know about Toyota?
Toyota's young. She's got another baby on the way. She's taken up with one of Prize Seven's gang, but no one really knows who.
All right.
She lives by herself. Yeah, she gets by on the mercies of others.
Hex is sort of watching this and watching Ruth.
Okay, everybody out.
Try reading Ruth
Yeah,
Of course
do
you can.
that.
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah, please.
So I'm going to do, what's it called? Read a person?
Read a person. You roll plus sharp.
So we got 8, 9.
That's good. So
Yeah.
you get to hold 2, right? Oh,
Hold
no,
one.
sorry. Hold 1.
So, what does your character wish I'd do? That's exactly what Hex would be basically reading Ruth for and being like, do you want to do anything here? Or just like stand out of the way? Or
Oh, she wishes you. No, so there's a moment like you're waiting for Ruth to make it clear, and you can see she's holding the body of this child, and there's like a moment of determination passes her face, and she takes her glasses off, and like, in that moment she's sort of, she wants you to take Toyota out of the room and distract her for a minute, like just give Ruth some space to do something, and just like, be a lovely, comforting human being, help that woman grieve for a minute, because Ruth is going to do something.
yeah, and I like, without saying the words, obviously, like nod immediately, softly, and I turn to Toyota and I say, Toyota, I can't imagine what you're feeling right now. Let's get some air. And I walk sort of past her and guide her outside. And I will manipulate somebody? Seduce?
You're trying to get me to do what you want them to do?
Manipulate you to come outside with me, unless she'll do it willingly.
She's just going to come with you.
Perfect.
She's a woman who is lost right now. Her dirty face is like streaked with tears. She's
Let's
shaking.
go outside. Let's get some air. And I walk outside, sort of guiding her.
Sibo.
It's okay. Look, I want to show you something really amazing. And I lead her outside a little bit to that bluff that we walked to last night, that like cliff side.
What do you tell her?
I say, did you know what happens after all this? I don't know if you know me very well, but I travel a lot and I hear a lot of stories. And I don't know if you know this, but when we're done on this, and I point out to like the vast sea of emptiness, this bullshit, this nothingness that we've been left behind. When this is done, this is just the first layer. I mean, beyond this, it gets good. A lot of people don't realize this, Toyota, but I trust you. That when you shed off this mortal, when you die, pass on, we made it. See, all this, us who got left behind in this shithole world, this is just a test. If you get through this, man, what comes next?
She's
Fucking amazing.
just staring out over the dusty plain, glassy-eyed, listening to you talk. It's vacant expression.
Can I try to seduce her with that concept, or is that only sexual? I don't really know how that works. Or lie to someone, I guess.
I mean, what are you trying to get her to do?
I just want to comfort her, calm her down. I don't know.
I think you just do.
Yeah, you just do that.
Then I do that.
Ruth, what's happening in the clinic?
So here's what Ruth is not letting this kid be dead. She can't take that today. It's not happening. And she's got some options in the Angel Kit move. If this kid was another player character, she could spend some stock to revive someone whose life has become untenable and bring them back to life.
Yes.
Or there's to treat an NPC, spend some stock and they're fine. I don't think like either of those are specifically to bring an NPC back from the dead, but I'm in a workshop. I'm in this infirmary. I can work on this kid like he's tech. I want this kid alive. What do I got to do? I got every stock chem stab. I got weird psychic touches.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see you spend some stock. For sure. You would need to spend, I think, 2 stock. And then I would want to see you succeed on a healing touch.
Okay. Yeah, so I will spend the stock. And that gets like 1 breath into the. So yeah, I think there's an amount of like pouring whatever drugs you can.
You're
into
like
this kid
warming up the body. You're like cracking open all the chemicals that you have. You're starting transfusions. You're getting her on a respirator.
Yeah, enough to get like 1 breath and 1 heartbeat. And in that moment where there's like, oh, there might be the spark of life here, Ruth puts her hands on this child's head, like cradling it, and when she puts her hand skin to skin on a wounded person and opens her brain to them, roll plus weird. So maybe I'll roll good this time. Oh, fuck sakes. So 6 minus 1 is 5.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is there a way that I can assist? Is there a way that I can help and
so there
make it succeed?
There is, but it would only give me a +1 if you could describe how it would possibly work.
Yeah, and that's still not enough to succeed.
No.
If you'd like to narratively lend a hand regardless, please feel free.
I would like to. So I step out of my room and shout, "Ruth, what's going on?" Groggily.
So I mean, like, there's an element of as soon as you're present, you're just given instructions. It's go fetch this, go get that, go turn this on, warm that up, crank that. Like, it's just a set of instructions. And Shagusa and Mox are helping with the immediate medical stuff. But I
got some alcohol last night. Would that help at all?
She says yes and takes a drink.
There we go. I had her some moonshine and
Zia wants to give you an extra D6, Rob.
Oh, I would love that.
Why don't we see if you can bring this child back from the dead?
All right. So a 3, and a 6, 9. Beautiful. That's
nice.
And now you can help. Now you can roll to help me and get me a 10. Actually, no,
right,
still an 8.
Do I have to roll it all?
Yes.
Right, -1, so 9.
Never mind. I'm still not there. But on a 7 and 9, I heal 1 segment. So they're healed, but I also open my brain. So roll that move next.
Ooh.
Oh, her psychic shit is so
right.
bad. So I touch this kid, I bring them back to life, and I fail this one too.
Oh, brutal.
So I fail opening my brain. So I open my brain to the world psychic maelstrom as I bring this child back.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Tell me what happens.
This is damaging to you.
Uh-huh.
I want you to roll on the harmometer.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Harmometer.
How much harm am I taking?
I want you to take 1 harm.
Cool. When you suffer harm, roll plus harm suffered. So that will be roll +1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is super bad. On a 10 plus, the MC can choose one. I'm out of the action, unconscious, trapped, incoherent, or panicked. It's worse than it seemed. Take an additional harm or choose two from the 7 to 9 list. All bad news for me.
Yeah, not good news. Let me see. 7 to 9 list. I'm looking and I'm not seeing. Exchange.
I could lose my footing. I could lose my grip on whatever I'm holding. I could lose track of someone or something I'm attending to. I could miss noticing something important.
You lose consciousness.
Oh boy.
Done. Yeah.
You lose consciousness, and this child is in critical condition right now. So that's. I mean, you succeeded. Functionally, the kid is alive, but Shigusa and Mox are busy tending to this child and using the full two what the fuck is it called? The supplies that you use, 2 stock.
The stock, yeah.
Using the full 2 stock that you've spent to make this happen. The clinic comes to life with sound and a flurry of motion. Both of them are as well trained as you could be on this hodgepodge of equipment. But the child is breathing. Additionally, this is interesting. Hex, while you are outside with Toyota, both of you staring out across the vast plains, a very suspicious looking plume of black smoke appears on the horizon.
On the horizon?
Yes.
Okay. Can I roll to see what it is, or?
No, you don't know what that is.
Okay.
What's the kid's name that I saved?
Sibo.
Sibo.
C-I-B-O.
I notice it and I keep an eye on it, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, is it like a car approaching?
No.
I have no
Do
idea.
you have a sight on your gun?
No.
He doesn't have a gun. He's got knives.
Oh, right.
I have a knife sight.
So with that, Ruth, you are unconscious, having suffered harm. Baby Sibo is back alive, but in critical condition. And there is a strange pillar of smoke on the horizon. Why don't we go to the mid-game post?
Mid-game post!
Mid-game post! Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where we stop the action and we jump to you, the Facebook group, and we say, hey, what's up?
What's up, y'all?
Yo,
Hope everyone's having a great
you
time
guys
so
just
far.
hear that?
I'm having a great time. What?
Never mind. I'm having a fantastic time.
Good. I am too. Joe, you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone watching this is having a great old time as well. This is Apocalypse World, of course, session 1. The shit hits the fan is going to be the subtitle for this episode because already it has gone south. In a good way.
Somebody got to spend experience and save a life.
That's so true. That
true.
kid.
And you guys are all racking up
Sibo.
XP, so...
Yeah, sort of.
Right?
I don't think I've rolled anything yet.
I don't know. I don't know if I got XP for what I did.
Only when you roll blah, blah, blah. But anyway. Welcome. This is, of course, an 18-plus show. If you're new watching this, welcome. Please make sure you join the Facebook group, like this video on YouTube, and just, be cool. If you're chatting along in the Discord chat, welcome. This is the fun. This is the thing that you've been waiting for.
Welcome to the fun.
Welcome to the fun. This is where we ask you a question. Anybody have any questions for Mid-Game Post today?
I mean, there's been a lot of names thrown around.
Why don't we think of that while I mention the most valuable post? So, every week on the Invictus stream, we pick somebody out of the Facebook group and we sort of reward them for the post of the week that we thought deserved the most attention. This week, I would like to give it to my friend, Mr. Bjorn Peterson. For his really cool NPR post about the sound that you can only hear if you're 17 to 25 years old. So they're doing this new thing where they have this like audio alarm that they put around parks at night, and if you're under a certain age, you hear it and you can't stay near it. So it's really cool. I could hear it, which I thought was really interesting. No one else at my work could hear it, which age-wise made sense. But I thought what a unique and crazy concept, and also gave me a great idea for a one-shot scenario. So
There's actually a whole lot. This belongs to like a concept. I think people call it hostile architecture, where things are designed to prevent
Keep you
people
away.
from hanging out.
it's like a scarecrow, but for humans.
Yeah, like when you have like a ledge outside a building that has spikes on it, so people can't sleep there at night.
Or benches that have handrails in the middle of them.
So you can't sleep. Or you can be cool and just go right in them like you're in an MRI machine.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
That's
whoa,
what I do. And get stuck. Anyway, so well done, Bjorn, for that post. That was really cool, informative, and interesting. Thank you for sharing. But I did want to mention two really important things. One's definitely more important than the second, so we'll start with the less important thing. This Friday night, I am doing a spooky stream. I haven't done a spooky stream in a long time. So come hang out with me. I'm going to be playing some horror games. I have Layers of Fear 2 and a few others. Void, which someone from the stream bought, and two others that I'm going to try out. So we're going to get together, have some fun, maybe eat some pizza, do some spooks. Joe's working late, so unfortunately she won't be with us. But we will think of you in our hearts. The most important thing, though, is that Gen Con is coming up real close. We are less than a month, like 3 weeks away, which is going to be a great time. We're really excited to get together and meet some people. I know we're meeting at Jason Griffin's for sure, because he's been very vocal about it, and he did such a nice post.
That was a
read
very,
this?
very
It was
nice
it was
post.
lovely.
So
So
lovely.
sweet.
My God. Yeah, thank you, Jason, for that. That was very kind. So I'm really excited to meet him and play a game for him. He's really excited to join the Call of Cthulhu game, which I'm really excited to run. And if you're going to Gen Con, or if you're, in the Indianapolis area or don't mind driving a little bit, come visit. We're doing a bar night. We want to get together, have some fun, and do some things. So far, I think there's only, 4 people from the stream going so far? That's okay.
Is there an event for that?
That reminds me, I have to
night?
create one on Facebook, and I will do so.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
But that's Saturday night.
That's Saturday night. Like
Exciting.
Very exciting. And you know what? If it ends up just being Jason Griffin's, then that's okay too. Don't feel pressured to
We'll
come.
just get drunk with Jason Griffin.
We'll just get drunk with Jason. I think it's worth noting, too, for the few people that might be dealing with anxiety and stuff like that, that it's totally understandable if you're not comfortable, but you'd like to. That's okay. Additionally, there's no obligation whatsoever to be anything other than just yourself. If you want to show up, sit a few feet away and have a drink, please do. We're not going to bother you. If you just want to see us, that's fine too. Whatever you want, we're pretty easygoing. I only stress this because I think a few people that we met last time were sort of over worrying in their minds and being like, I don't know. And I don't know how to alleviate that concern. And it might not be about us. It might just be about yourself. But regardless, we are understanding and happy that whether you're there or not, you just let us know. If there's anything you want us to do, if you want us to wear bags over our heads to make you comfortable,
We're not going to do that. But
I might.
know that, anxiety and, those are things that affect everybody, us included. So
Absolutely. And
Totally.
it's perfectly okay if you say, hey, I'd like to come, but I just can't. Totally understandable. Or if there's a middle ground, if you don't want to come out to the bar, but you'd like to see us and we'll be in the area and you'd feel more comfortable in like a hallway meeting, let us know. Because that's totally fine. There's a lot of reasons a bar might not be comfortable for you. So don't let that be a limit to seeing us.
Is there still room to come play in your games?
No. They filled up like super fast. I'm pretty sure all
within
the
the
games.
hours or
Yeah.
so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you running anything down there?
I am. I'm running a couple of things in the Magpie Room. A Undying, I think, on Thursday morning. Something masks on Saturday morning and masks on Sunday morning. So
Do you have any free rooms?
do I need free room?
Free
I have no
spaces?
idea. I have no.
Well, if you do, check
that's-
Rob and join his game.
I'd come to the Magpie Room in a place I definitely know and have written down. ICC 244 and 245.
There you
That's
go.
where I'll be.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
So
and then
yeah,
also
that's-
the
Go
meetup.
ahead. No, good.
What?
Anyway, Gen Con, so that's the thing that's coming up.
Yeah, be there.
Be
I'll-
there. What else do we have to talk about?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, Rob, let's talk about being right back.
Let's talk about that. So Rob has to go somewhere.
Where do you think he's
and it's not gonna
gone?
take him very-
He's going to take a pee-pee.
Oh my god. Hershey Factory?
Aquarium?
Didn't we run an RPG at the Hershey Factory?
I think we did. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the
we
Willy
did.
Wonka one.
Yeah, it was like an end of the
uh,
Oh
world.
yeah, I was there for that one.
Yeah. Was it a Christmas game?
Yes, I think that was like, was that was the, no, that wasn't the first game you played.
No way.
But it
First
was-
game she
it was
played
pretty
was-
close.
End of the world.
Con,
but
it was
San
convention.
Francisco. It was the con.
Yeah.
With, what's his name?
Alex.
Hello, I'm
Carrie Elwes.
Elwes.
Carrie
He's
Elwes.
in the new season of Stranger Things 2.
Really?
Yes,
Or 3.
that was going to be the segue.
He's
What?
the mayor. He's not bad at all.
That's fine.
Did you watch it? Have you seen
Yeah, I
it?
did. He's actually really good.
Oh, amazing.
He's like, I'm the mayor. Like, he's none of this British bullshit. He's very much like an actor. And I'm like, oh, I forgot that you're actually an okay actor. Evan Costner. Oh, we need our mid-game post.
Oh, I think mid-game post is what's the name of the guy who's in charge of bringing the fuel?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a tough
I said
one.
it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you guys remember?
I do.
Eyebrow.
They consult.
I have gloves on, so it's tough to type. So I'm going to say name of guy
Yes.
bring
Oh wait, no.
fuel.
Name of guy who brings fuel.
All I have is friend of Papa Franklin,
I remember.
which ain't his name.
I did it. I figured it out. Chronicle Brewery. Go check them out.
You have any
Chronicle.
Golden Axe?
Is
All
there a
right.
Chronicle
How you drink a beer?
happening soon?
No.
I thought you had shotgun a beer.
Johnny's gonna have a baby really soon. So timing was not good. We were
Ooh.
gonna have one in July, and then we have Gen Con and shit, so it might have to wait until September-ish, I think.
You remember
We'll see.
the 21st mama.
Yeah.
So, Justin, you're not here next week.
No.
Oh. So we're running something else than Apocalypse World next week,
Unfortunately not. No.
unfortunately, and then we're going right back to Apocalypse World. So next week we'll just do a one-shot.
One shot. Yeah, I'll be back on the 24th and the 31st
Cool.
Carrie is in my basement,
And
John. I let him out to film
and the
season
7th.
3.
Who do we have here with us tonight?
We got John, Zia, Colin, Alexandra, who I think he or she talks a lot. Love their interactivity. The problem is I'm a very visual person, and I'm friends with all these people on Facebook. I know Jessica, I know Zia, I know Colin. I don't have an image for Alexandra, so I forget you a lot. So I apologize. Hyoscyamus. That person.
Mike Kyle?
Oh, I wanted to mention the portraits that Knox did that I posted. They're awesome.
Yes, they're
Amazing.
incredible.
So amazing. Knox is a wonderfully talented
Yes.
artist. I'm going to post them again.
You guys,
Did we?
every single one
We're-
just blew me totally out of the water.
Yeah, Knox, you killed it.
So good. Did were they played? Were they shared at the beginning of the stream?
Harlan shared them at
halfway point.
9:19, and he's gonna share them again.
I just posted them again.
Gotcha.
So you got
Amazing.
Hex,
Cool.
Ruth, and Locke. See if you can pick who's who.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty.
it's pretty.
distinct.
We have very similar looking characters. So.
They're
But
almost
Knox,
carbon
Knox
copies.
knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
You know, one time it's funny. We should do an RPG where we all play identical twins, and then do one art.
It sounds like that would be efficient in some ways, but confusing in others.
I kind of like it. I think it'd be a really funny thing. Because it's like getting people together to play, Sherlock Holmes, and then the different versions that you play. Because we'd all be trying to play one character, like we'd predefine him or her. It's like they're strict, they're blah blah blah, whatever, and then we'll all try to be hitting that all the time, failing. Wait,
it would be like your version of a character versus Justin's version of the same character versus Joe's version of the same character. Would be very interesting.
Exactly, it'd be very interesting.
And identical.
Definitely the same. You have the same approach to everything. It can hardly tell you apart.
We're basically the same sandwich. No one finished my sandwich. We ready to get back to this?
I think so.
I'm in.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado.
Wait. Mid-game post.
Oh, Colin wins.
Mugga.
Donut. Guy's name is Donut, but that's fine. Donuts works too.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bro.
Oh, we did that. I outplayed members of the town. That was a good game. I really liked that. Remember that one horse town?
Oh my god, that was a great game.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sorry.
That was fun.
Who's named Donuts? Because Donuts was the driver of the diesel tanker who went missing.
Here's the mid-game post question.
Got it. Understood.
Colin Burkhart?
Am I winning? I took notes.
Yeah,
You're winning.
Colin Bro.
Good job.
Great.
So, without further ado, we return to Apocalypse World Session 1.
So Ruth passed the fuck out. This baby is being worked on by Shigusa and Mox. Hex, you're outside with Toyota. Locke, where are you? Are you sleeping in?
No. I went out and I helped with the alcohol, and I've been helping Mox and Shigusa. So when Ruth fell, she hit her head hard on the on one of the silver platters or whatever that she carries her things on. It's actually an old lunch tray that's like stained and sun beaten. She hits her head on that, falls to the ground, and I immediately rush over to her side and instinctively look around to see if someone's shot her, because it was very, very sudden that it happened. So then I pick her up, no problem, and I put her on one of the empty beds, which I imagine there are, or stretchers rather. Is there a stretcher?
Yeah,
There is now.
there are a couple of bed type things.
Yeah, all right. So I put her on one of the bed type things, and say, I don't know what to do.
Shigusa turns around and she's like, oh my god, Ruth. Fuck. Again. Jesus Christ.
Is there something simple that I can do while you look after her? Like, hold a towel.
Just, is she breathing?
I don't know. And I stick my hand on her chest. All right. She's breathing, yeah.
Okay, good. Just give her some room.
All right.
Sorry. Get some water. Get some water right now.
I've got some moonshine.
The baby doesn't need moonshine.
Oh, right, for the baby. Right, all right. Right back.
As they're doing this, I'm watching this like cloud of smoke or whatever. And I guess I wouldn't be concerned about it, or would I be concerned about it? Is it just like a fire? How big is this?
It's you can't tell the source of it. It's beyond the horizon, but it is some black ass thick smoke.
I mean, it's the apocalypse. It could be a car blowing up, right? Or
yeah,
is it bigger than that?
You don't know what it could be.
Well, put it this way. Unless I'm misreading the situation, I'm 100% okay with a black cloud on the horizon.
Great.
Unless you're saying it's like huge.
No, you don't have to do anything about it. I'm just telling you what you
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you like planting it because it is something, or you're just trying to throw me off, because I don't think I'd be concerned about it. But anyway, I'm turning to Toyota and I pick her up.
What are you going to say, Ruth?
What?
Well, I would say it definitely will be something one way or the other. It's just a question of what Hex does about it, and that could be nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would be like, blown up.
Hey, smoke.
I don't know. Why would I don't give a shit. There's probably smoke everywhere. I'd be like, there's smoke
The world's on fire.
Yeah. So anyway, I'd pick Toyota up and be like, hey, It's okay. You feel a little better? Get some air?
She's like, yeah, that was a nice story. Thank you.
It's true. And I look over to the RV. Is Locke getting water inside or
To the clinic?
No, outside. No, there's a rain barrel that we use to collect water, and you see Locke like I'm like leaning over it, like getting deep because it hasn't been much rain lately, and I'm scooping it up with an old pot.
I figured, and it's like frantic. So I'm gonna. Can I read a situation from far away?
Of course.
Then I'm gonna, I guess, read a situation. I guess that's the point of that rule.
I mean, well, read a situation is kind of about like enemies and stuff.
Oh, okay. Read a person then. Can I just pick up that he's frantic?
You can probably just see what I'm doing.
Okay.
You can just.
I just see that he's frantic, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Toyota. I'm like, you see that black cloud on the horizon? Keep an eye on that. It's suspicious.
What?
I'll be right back. And I like head breakneck towards the ambulance.
She looks towards you running at the clinic, and she sort of like stumbles after you.
And I stop and I turn and say, I just have to pee.
What?
I have diarrhea. You want me to manipulate her lie?
Diarrhea?
Or does that stop her?
That stops her.
I have diarrhea, okay? Can you please watch that cloud on the horizon while I control my diarrhea?
Oh, okay.
And I turn around and I put my hand like over my bum and I walk very awkwardly back and stop and make sure she's not following.
Yeah, she's not.
Diarrhea.
She's watching you, but she doesn't follow
And
you.
I head back to the RV.
Okay, what? You're going to a clinic. You know that, right? It's a
Yeah,
clinic.
but I
It's
kind of
a-
figured the clinic is an RV.
No, we
No.
talked about it.
Oh, sorry.
The clinic is like a barn that has like housing attached to it.
My apologies. I was fiddling with stuff during the first session when that was read out loud. I was trying to make the stream not fall apart. Anyway, so I reached the barn clinic.
Yeah.
And I burst
I was
into the
wondering
hotel.
how you were.
Oh, there he is. What the fuck's going on? Why are you getting rainwater? Is the baby...
Ruth fell unconscious. They wanted me to get water for the kid. You think this is all right to drink?
Is the kid alive?
Well, I suppose. I don't know.
me.
I basically got in there, and Ruth fell unconscious.
Okay, well,
She
you
did- she
take the water to the
touched
baby.
her.
I'll see if I can help Ruth. And I push in past him towards
Maybe I should
Ruth on the
boil
couch.
this first. I don't know. All right. I bring the water back in. I hand it to them and say, I don't know. I probably wouldn't drink that myself, but you guys know things better than I do.
They thank you. They're working frantically. Ruth, it's about this time I think that you probably regain your consciousness.
Yeah, she I think she sits bolt upright and immediately like her head is swimming. She's just like she's dizzy. She's like holding on to the.
I think you probably throw up.
Oh, for sure.
Right
on
in
the
Hex's face, because I'm like right in front of you as you do that.
into your lap. Maybe like there's a moment you show up. It's like, hey, and I look at you and I put a hand on your shoulder and just it's like it's awful.
1 to
I'm
2
sorry.
face, 3 to 4 lap. All right, slap.
We get to say we get that kind of narrative control in this game.
Yeah, but maybe I was right in front of you. I like the chance of it. No, it's right in my lap, and I'm like, oh.
This needs to stop. I don't know what's happening to me.
What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean needs to stop? What's wrong?
I touched that baby and it came back to life.
Okay. Wait, touched it? How? Now, Ruth, you
With my
very
hand.
serious. No, you. Where did you? Ruth, you can't. What did you do to the baby, Ruth?
I don't know.
And you turn around and clear as day, like Shigus and Mox are doing stuff. The monitor is beeping.
Oh, you mean you touch? Like you? Okay.
It was
baby
dead for hours.
Maybe
It should.
it couldn't have been dead. You brought it back to life. If it was dead, then it wouldn't be possible that it's breathing again.
It was just meat. It had been dead for so like it began to smell. You can't. But it shouldn't be possible.
Is
And
this
I
shit you were
saw
telling us
things.
about?
I see things when I touch them. And
You
I don't know
see
what-
things. What kind of things? What are you talking about?
It's very jumbled. I can't like it.
You hit your head pretty bad there. I think you should just sit back, relax. Here, have some more moonshine. Oh God.
It happened with Sibo, and it happened with Grundle too. That's why I know there's anything in his head at all. Is because the first time I saw it, I just don't know.
You're telling
not
us
making
that you
sense.
can touch these people when they're dead, and you can see something or experience something.
Not when they're dead usually, but when they're hurting.
Fuck, Ruth. Well, I mean, and I look to Locke sort of like, and I look back and I'm like, look, I believe you. I'm with you. Let's do 60-second chunks. Yeah, let's just work next 60 seconds, and then we'll do 60 more. Baby needs help, and I help Ruth up.
Okay. Let's go clean up. Step 1.
Yeah, and I look down at the vomit all over my fucking lap. I'm like, you know what? Cleanup sounds
throw up on
great.
a baby
I don't
is a
want
good
my
rule.
dick to smell like vomit tonight. I plan on using it, and I walk over to the bathroom.
It's at this time that Toyota sort of peers around the door into the clinic, and she takes a few hesitant steps inside.
And I look to Ruth. Toyota, I think we have good news.
What?
And I walk over and I sort of like put my hand on her back and look towards Ruth, sort of like waiting for a yes.
It's touch and go right now, and they're not. And Sibo's not out of the woods by a long shot, but they're breathing.
What? What do you mean?
I need to clean up and get back there. Hex can. I'll
my
be back
God.
with an update in a minute.
My baby.
j-
I just can I
It'll be a minute. I'll come back with an update as soon as I have more to know.
Toyota, let's look. She's alive right now. Let's get out of here. You don't want to be here right now. They're gonna have to do stuff.
She sits with you on like this messed up couch.
And I turn to Locke and I'm like, can I borrow a new pair of pants? Something preferably tight and leather.
It's the only pair I own.
I borrow them.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting naked anyway, and I take them off.
Out of the infirmary, out!
Just 2 minutes.
Oh.
And I put on the pants and I like
All
tie
right,
them
sorry.
tight.
Must wear pants in the infirmary.
What
It's a
happens?
rule.
Okay,
What
well, I'll
happens
just
next?
grab a towel. So
What
I'll
happens
just
next?
tie myself a towel, loincloth.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
think
fine.
we
don't want me to be naked.
They distract Toyota. I go make sure.
Yeah, I mean, if
Sibo's
she needs
stabilized.
time, I'd bring her to the gem probably for a drink.
Okay, yeah, it's like coming up on noon maybe by this point.
Yeah, I'd get the okay from Ruth. I'd like peer behind the thing and be like, look, is this going to be a while? Should I get Toyota out of here? Locke and I could take her for a drink.
I'll come by the gem when I have news.
All right. Hey, and I walk in and I kind of like lock eyes in a rare sincerity, serious moment from Hex. I'm like, are you okay?
Who are you speaking to?
So with Locke or with Ruth?
To Ruth.
Oh, Ruth is definitely not okay, and she's she's really glad her eyes are hiding behind these mirrored sunglasses. But she turns her head pretty quickly and is just like, go. I got things.
Okay. All right.
We'll talk about it later. We need to talk about it later. Not now.
You got this. Hey, got this. And I walk backwards with finger guns. And
outside with Aurora, you catch up to us and you hear me asking, so how far along are you? Toyota. Did I say Aurora? Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Toyota. So how far along are you?
I think about maybe 5 months.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Is the Papa still in the picture?
This is a shitty question to ask.
Well, you're not the first pregnant lady for me to meet.
I like push myself
Perfectly
between
honest.
them, and I'm like, anyway, so Toyota, look, everything's gonna be all right with Simo, and we'll get you a drink. Do you want? No, you can't. You know what? Let's go in and we'll play some video games. The Gem has a great. I don't know if you know some of these video games that the Gem has, but it's great. Locke is shitty at them. I'm good at them. We can play a 3-player. Let's go. And I lead her towards the Gem.
Amazing. So we all go to the Gem. This is exciting. So there is a part in this book about describing venues. Maestro.
I kind of feel like because this is like, in my mind, the post-apocalyptic future from like now, not the retro one that we're used to, that the video games wouldn't be like cabinet arcade games, but like PS5 and like, you know what I mean? Like that they would still be advanced games. Just, it's funny because like when I think video games like an arcade, they're so retro, but like I feel like this would be like a 3D Jurassic Park game almost.
Maybe.
Just for fun. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking for flair.
I mean,
I'm more responding to people in the chat who are saying Miss Pac-Man and Galaga.
yeah, I was thinking that there's maybe like a video gambling game, like a
Oh yeah, for
one of
sure.
those like poker games that's like a touchscreen, and like that's about it.
Oh, okay. That's
There's
fair.
not a lot of like entertainment to be had here in the post-apocalypse.
That's fair.
I love that the song is on from that poker arcade game. Has been on repeat in this bar for 50 fucking years of the apocalypse. Like this, like just the same. You know, like there's whatever 30 seconds of song from this thing is really an artifact of a time from a different time.
Mm-hmm.
That's fascinating.
Oh, but Zia's got it. So there can't be any other video game because I could totally fucking see a Wii Tennis, like a broken like projector on the wall and like one rusty like fucked up black remote that people like take turns playing Wii fucking tennis.
There used to be, but
I
that was
Oh, no.
a year and a half ago.
Fair enough.
And it's still there, but it doesn't fucking work.
I there's some like deranged dude still playing it even though the screen's not on. He's like, I just got one. Hex, I just got another one. It's like, yeah, Simon.
Well, the worst part is the projector works, but it's the batteries in the remote that don't.
Yes.
And so like you just can't interact with it anymore.
It's the fucking loading music. Do 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 do. The fucking, you know, we was so popular at a time. To me, we would totally be the thing that carried over. A stupid game, that stupid like sports, you know, that menu music from the Wii thing. Do do.
Well, all right.
Yep.
So
This is a fascinating venue.
the Gem features games then. I mean, loosely. There's features games. Yeah.
Features game.
Game and art provided by yourself and whomever else they're able to rope into performing
Yeah,
whenever
there's
they
like a
can.
stage. Are we allowed to create this, or are you telling us?
I'm telling you the bones of it, and then we can create around it. It's attractions, the game and the art are supported by drinking and easy food. And we've got some atmosphere decisions. If you guys want to help me with atmosphere, we can work on that together.
Hell yeah.
Sure. I also have this idea, although it might be stupid, but like if
Page
the stage,
56.
the stage was in the center of the room instead of like against the wall, like almost like Greek Colosseum type play, right? Type thing. You know how they used to have it like that?
Yeah.
Just
One
because
of
it's
these
weird.
one of these atmosphere choices is nostalgia, and I feel like with the Wii and the video game sort of thing, I think there's definitely like this fundamental calling to something that came before.
I think there's definitely a pinball machine.
Oh yeah, maybe darts.
Yeah, darts, pinball. There's one like video poker and a broken Wii. So we get to choose 3 or 4 of the atmosphere. You said nostalgia. I'm also gonna say probably violence.
What's that look
And
like in this space?
I think the Gem is a place where, despite its kind of high culture atmosphere, I guess the things that it offers are high culture. The people who go there are dangerous.
Yeah.
So Prize Seven's gang definitely comes here all the time. And I think that there's a bouncer also.
Who's the bouncer? 'Cause it was.
The bouncer's name is Snail Meat.
Oh, I love it.
And he's sometimes with his friend Snickers. The two of them work the door. Snickers, she's more of a part-timer though.
And it was Boatswain who runs the joint.
Yeah. I would say so. Nostalgia. We have violence. I think we also have. Let's go smoke and shadows.
Smoke
It
and
means
shadows.
that people are both smoking, and additionally, there might be some special effects, and that it's kind of a dim place. So maybe when you perform, there's like a spotlight and nothing else.
Maybe there's also like a fireplace if they're getting heat that way instead of like burning.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe there's a cause for smoke there too.
So that's the gem. Anyone else have any ideas about what it looks like inside the layout?
I'm kind of picturing like a Western saloon almost, like 2 floors. Like you enter and there's a long bar on one side. There's a big open area that like the chairs get centered around the center stage, and then there's like, I kind of like the idea too of like ripping off a saloon so far as like people can come in and get shaves in the back. Because I always think that's really funky. In the olden days, the barber used to be in the bar. So, like, I like the idea.
Like in Red Dead?
Yeah, like the barber is in the bar here.
Cool.
And then there's, like, a second story with, like, rooms and shit upstairs. That's just the way.
I like.
Oh, go ahead.
I like the idea of there being a balcony, a single balcony.
That's
for
what I mean. Yeah, like the second story
proper-
overlooks the main story.
No. What I mean is a private balcony, like a booth where like Lincoln got shot, sort of thing, where like Papa Franklin can come and enjoy the show from the balcony with.
It's
his
like
two
a
goons
special
behind him.
booth.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, I love that. I'm kind of digging the idea that this might be an old building. Like they're like the Wii is a Wii that just hasn't been unplugged and plugged somewhere else. It's just been here for 50 years. Or the like lottery gambling machine has been plugged into the same sockets for 50 years. Maybe we've rigged up a system to get a generator to power the place or whatever. But like the building itself is old.
This was a bar 75 years ago.
It's been a bar forever. It's just always been the gem, and whatever the world fell around it, but it's the gem.
Yep.
That's why.
Like, so maybe there's even a neon sign outside that says the gem that like still flickers, or 3 of the like little bulbs on it still work or something. Like
It just says CM.
It used to be called the Gemini Lounge, and the
Oh,
only
yes.
part of the sign that is
That's cool.
still lit is the gem.
fuck yeah.
I like that.
Okay, cool. So that's the gem. You show up. There's a couple of regulars inside right now, but the place is pretty empty.
Hey, Boatswain. Is Boatswain there, or is it one of the other bartenders?
Yeah, no, it's Boatswain. She's mopping up a spill. She's like, hold on a second. She's crouched down behind the bar. There's a bottle that fell over or something. And you enter.
And we pull up near the bar, and I kind of like, hey, darling, and I lean over for like a kiss on her cheek.
Yeah, she's very tall.
Yeah, she
So you gotta step up. You like hoist yourself up on a bar stool for that.
Yeah, like I'm leaning over the bar type thing, and I'm like, hey, came back early, thought I'd say hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I got a friend here. She's having a tough day. Maybe
Toyota, hi.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, she's a regular.
And I like look at the pregnant belly and look back at her, and I'm like, well, anyway, we're gonna have 3 drinks. Maybe hers not so strong. Oh, and do you know Locke?
Yeah, I know Locke.
Good to see you again.
Hi.
Anyway, we'll have 3 of those, and place to relax while Ruth does her thing.
Yeah, please. Where's Ruth at?
Well, she's helping out.
Oh shit.
I kind of try to make a look like you don't want to ask.
Yeah, all right. So she pours you guys some drinks and brings them on over to you. And you slide into some. Where do you want to sit? Just like the random chairs that litter the floor, or are you gonna
Yeah,
pull
we
up
like
to
have
the
to
bar?
pick one up.
Yeah.
Like it's like knocked over.
Cool. So you guys hang out at the bar for a little while. Are you talking about anything in particular, or just trying to keep Toyota's mind off of things?
I already did my story time lock.
Yeah, that was a shitty question for me to ask you. I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean anything by it.
Sorry. I mean, you just, prize sevens people.
Oh,
They
yeah.
come and go.
I had an encounter with them last night, actually.
Did you now?
Yeah, so I got that moonshine that, oh, did you see? I got some extra moonshine. Demi got me some payment, for helping out. They, tend to be pretty, rowdy around the ladies.
Of course, they're at Demi's place.
You okay,
Well,
Toyota?
Yeah, I'm fine. She takes like a pretty significant swig of a, albeit watered down, alcoholic beverage, but she's still boozing.
I'm like, not my kid. All my kids are spread out over the wasteland.
yeah, and I guess we just continue to
What does it smell
chat,
like in here?
Smoke.
Blood and rot.
Yeah, smoke, blood, rot.
Like rotting wood.
Yeah, all right.
We just kill time, I guess. What time's your performance tonight?
When it gets busy. I gotta do a good one too for this fucking asshole. God damn it, I gotta start thinking about something. And I stand up and start like walking around. What rhymes with pestilence?
Pestilence.
Fester Lance.
Best
Less.
in stints.
What rhymes
I'm
with
not good at
Franklin?
this.
Spanklin.
Nah, I like that one.
Okay, I'll use it. I turn around, like pull out a little scribble of like handmade paper that's been like pressed and like write a little bit down. And yeah, that's probably us for the next.
Should we skip forward? Do a little time travel?
Well,
Yeah,
depending on what Ruth
if-
is.
If Sibo's going to be like okay enough to leave in the next little bit, Ruth would probably take him to his mom, right?
Yeah. I think if you spend the rest of the afternoon working on him, essentially,
Yeah.
that he's going to be okay to go home as long as Toyota brings him in tomorrow for another checkup and the like.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of
Okay.
upkeep, but yeah, he can go home. And besides, you need that equipment right now. I don't think you have more than, like, how many people... Okay, here's an interesting question.
Sure.
Have you ever dealt with a situation where there are multiple casualties? Like, how many people can you keep alive in that clinic at the same time?
Oh, like Grundle is the only person I've ever like had on life support for any significant amount of time. In this world, you're either alive and like we can stitch you up, or you're dead, and like it's not. There isn't a lot of time in that weird in between. The fact that there is an in between is kind of novel to Ruth. And it was out of desperation. It was out of this like she touched him one time and learned this secret about him, or the thing that she thinks she knows, or whatever the fuck she learned. Like shit's weird. She thinks there's more to know in him, and so it's been like an extra effort to try and put someone on life support. That's not a normal thing.
Can I ask you why you think that Grundle knows something? Did someone tell you? Did you find evidence? Do you just have a hunch? Does it have to do with the weirdness?
She saw something. There's enough. Like she's asked around a little bit about like the bits of shit that she saw, but there was Grundle, and there was a whole lot of medical supplies, and there was just, but everything she knows is so ephemeral and so subject to change. Like there's just, it could be like every once in a while she doubts. It could be like she saw something that was metaphorical in what she thinks treasure is. It's just enough weirdness that she hooked him up to this ventilator and this other stuff, and they're keeping him alive, but she doesn't have anything real to go on. Like it's off in the weeds in every aspect.
And that's why Hex is like, questioning your decision.
I mean, and I think Ruth feels really bad about it. She's really appreciative that Hex is even going out of his way. Like, she can't fault him. This guy stabbed his eye out, and like,
you stabbed my eye out.
It's bad news all around. That, like, she understands why he'd be pissed about it, and that him helping at all is above and beyond. Yeah.
Cool. So do you go to the gem to let Toyota know that she can take Sibo home?
I think like if Sibo's ready, Ruth might like swaddle him up and carry him over to the gem herself.
Nice. As soon as you come in the doorway, and there's maybe another 10 patrons in here beyond when they arrived this afternoon. Like, things are getting a little bit busier now. As soon as your shadow enters the doorway of the gem, Toyota's up out of her chair. She was mid-sentence, and she flies to you across the bar. Ruth, oh my god, my baby. Let me see him, please. Give me.
He's right here. He's right here, Toyota. He's gonna be okay. We're gonna have to talk. It's gonna take some time to get him back, and we got to figure out what happened originally. But we've got time to that. He's gonna be okay. Sibo's breathing. Sibo's okay.
Thank
I'm
you
going
so
to
much.
read a person.
Yeah.
Ruth or Toyota?
I'm going to read Toyota.
All right.
Because I don't know, the way she's treating that baby in her stomach kind of has me a little concerned about. She's quite well fed herself, right?
She's definitely on the skinny side.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay. For some reason, I pictured her as like being quite large, but yeah, I guess I'll do it anyways, just to see whether or not. Okay, I got a 10 plus. What am I rolling for that? That's read a situation.
Sharp.
Read a person. Sharp. Okay, so I got 10.
Great. So you get to hold 3 while you interact with Toyota. You can ask the following questions, and you have a list of them there. So yeah, you can fire those off right now if you like, or you can try to interact with her some more.
What does her character intend to do? Is that...
She intends to tell as many people as she can about this. She is so flabbergasted with everything that just happened that she can't keep her mouth from just running. She's already like, Ruth, you have no idea what this means to me. I can't believe that what you've done for me and my child. Everyone.
He was in a bad way, and I did everything I could.
I hold a hand up to I want to say Aurora. It's not Aurora.
Toyota.
Toyota. It's the car. So I say to just be with your child. Just be with your child. It's all right. Ruth. I get the impression that she's very excited about this, and she's going to be telling everybody in the town. Now, maybe that will be good for business, but chances are it might get attention of people who may want to take advantage of your abilities.
I understand. I know it's going to get dangerous, and if you want to walk away, you don't have to stay. It would be like, if it's too much for you, that would be okay.
No, definitely not. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I didn't realize it was going to get dangerous. If it's going to get dangerous, I'm definitely staying. I don't think we should stop her at all. I think she should tell the world. But I was just saying, if you wanted to keep a secret, then
I don't
maybe
know.
now would be the time.
I don't know what's going on honestly, like I don't know. I maybe
It's up to you. Information's been passed.
Hey, either way,
I'm having another
you've done
drink.
good, Ruth. Well done. And I walk over to the bar and pour a shot from the bottle from behind, walk over and hand it back. You earned this. Kill some of those brain cells that are fucking you up so much.
Yeah. Ruth pounds it back and then looks over to Boastman at the bar for another, and it just like can't be in her own head at the moment. It's too weird in there. This whole thing with Toyota's too weird. Everything with Grundle's too weird. She's just having another one and ready for a good story about Papa.
Yeah, you guys can get drunk.
And we do. Fact.
Oh. Papa shows up shortly after Toyota takes her exit, and he's got a little retinue. He's got the girls that you guys saw him with yesterday. They're not always the same girls, but he usually rolls with a couple of people, and I say rolls with literally. He's got a makeshift wheelchair.
So I know 10 Piece was one of them, and Sandy Cake?
Yeah, and Mama.
Mama.
Harlan Sandy Cake. I see him as he walks in the front door, and I kind of give him a...
He sort of like does an exaggerated wave. You know, the one where like each finger slowly follows the next finger.
Oh, I know it.
He gestures and is rolled up to you. Good evening, Hex there. How are you?
I'm doing good. You ready to have a tale worth telling, told about?
Don't know what you mean.
I just mean to say that got a hankering for telling some good old stories.
Well, I'm very excited to hear what it is you have to tell. Should be a good show as always. And he gestures for himself to be brought up to his balcony.
Always. Turn back to the others and I'm like,
Terrified face.
You ever
I guess
heard
give
him
you a
perform?
thumbs up.
Yeah. Have you ever heard him perform
Hex?
or seen him? Yeah.
You know, I've never been able to make it to a show. He's always seemed really good, but everybody says really nice things. I mean, the way they treat him, like, but he's always just been, just been real. I'm honestly excited to see it.
All right.
I say
Well,
as
that
I'm
makes
burping
two
next
of
to you.
us. Cheers.
Is the bar full enough to start?
The bar is full enough now. As Prize 7's gang arrives, you hear their noisy crew of choppers approaching the bar. It sounds like thunder. And it's a raucous crew. They're excited. They definitely got a decent haul. If you look out the windows of the gem, you can actually see there's like stuff strapped to the back of people's bikes. There's a pickup truck that's full of scrap metal. They're pretty excited.
And I look to like Boatswain for the nod to go.
Yeah, she gives you just a minute on her finger, and she talks to Snail Meat, and he sort of lumbers around and gets things set up. He like dims the lights and shit.
And I'm ready to go.
What happens now?
I stand up on a chair, and then from the chair to a table. Evening, folks! I clear my throat loudly and look towards everybody sitting in a circle around the stage. I'm still about 2 tables away, but I'm talking to them, meeting their eyes. Hope y'all enjoying the end of the world. I cheers to like a little bit of like small laughter that echoes throughout the crowd. On the behalf of the gem, I'd like to thank y'all for coming tonight. And I take a step, like a hop, to another table close to the stage. Drinks are strong, so buy 2. And I point to Boatswain as another round of laughter echoes out. Fuck, buy me one. And hey, buy my friend the Miracle Worker one. Let's give her a round right now. And I hold up my beer. People sort of follow suit. She saved a little baby girl tonight. Cheers to you,
Boy.
Ruth.
It's fine.
And as I take another swig, I step on the stage. For those of you that do not know, my name is Hex, and I'm the show. You may not understand the why, but just sit back, give me a try. What I do quite well. The words I say, the stories I tell, tales of fighting, terrible hoard, priceless treasures you can't afford. Demons gazing, fires ablazing, guns smoking, drug token, blood soaking through the carpet of a green like the likes of which you've never seen. And all that stew of weathered decay, a red-kissed hue, like the sun's final day. A loud sea of muddled classes, fucking madness, poison gases, writhing flesh on broken glasses. But worry not, we all got passes. And I point to everyone, we survived. Because the end is not the end, it seems. Because you and I are all living the dream. Sea of flesh to fucking kill, and in the end, I mean, isn't that what it's all about? And again, I hold my beer up and toast boat swing. So I bring a tale this eve, or maybe two if you listen good, a hero of this neighborhood, his name, Papa Franklin. And I point up as a few people clap quietly throughout the cloud. Let me tell you a story. Papa Franklin, the Hell Walker. The sun gets hot on the Solomon Plains, the flatlands to the north. They say the ground can sear your flesh and light a wooden torch. The ground, once sand, it's turned to glass, as black as cindered bone. And though beyond this town of hope, no one dare cross it alone. Franklin was his name back then. No father was he yet, humble traveler seeking home before this town was wet. Need I say, this man is power. Concrete are his bones, hard as rock, the ladies say. Tell me, you've all heard the moans. Again,
Couple laughs, yeah.
Young Franklin sat Black Plains edge, having moved his way around, stayed away from the searing black, did turn towards our town. But on the wind he heard a cry. A tiny child lay upon the rock within the black, a full half-mile away. Without wheels and without path, Franklin knew he'd fry, and yet across that scorching plain, only hear her cry. He swallowed hard, summoned up a drive which we've all seen. Power to command and lead and do. Half man, half machine. Through gritted teeth that filled with blood, he stepped upon the plains, the scent of melting rubber, fresh, mere seconds before pain. He knew he could just turn around, return to softer sands, but with his eyes locked on the girl, he clenched his sunburnt hands. Step by step, his flesh did melt, fusing to the floor. His feet did tear in hunks of meat, till he had less than more. A half-mile down in bloody prints, the girl still there, alive. He leapt to her off the black and dried her crying eyes. His feet now half of what they were, melted hunks of meat. His bones like steel held him up as he tried to cool his feet. The Hellwalker sat beside the girl and watched the blood turn black. And while that alone is enough of a tale, stood and carried her back. The Hellwalker crossed the Solomon Plains barefoot for 1 full mile to save the life of an innocent girl, a girl he dubbed his child. And this, my friends, is the man we know, our leader of our steed. So join me in a proper toast. Papa's here to take the lead. Cheers, everyone. And I look towards Papa Franklin as I take a swig of my beer.
Yeah, everyone just loses.
Encore!
No. Papa deserves the quiet and respect of that story. Let it rumble through your belly. Let it echo through your ears. And I say, if you are like me, one who is proud of having a man like him in this fair town, share this story with your friends. Good night. And I step down and walk over to the table and sit next to Ruth.
Wow. You know, you're amazing.
Now you. So I'm gonna.
Absolutely fucking incredible is what you are.
I want to
How
retro
does it
do.
feel to get up on that stage? Must have been scary, huh?
Yeah, terrifying. I want to do artful and gracious. So when I perform my chosen art, any act of expression of culture, when I put in production before an artist, I roll plus hot.
Roll that.
So 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, fuck.
Nicely done.
Wow.
So I get to spend 3. So I name NPC audience. So I can choose 3 people, basically, I guess, right?
You can choose 3 people and an effect for each of them, or you can choose 1 person and 3 effects, or however you want to spend that.
I'll do this in a logical way. I'm going to do, this person must give me a gift. I will do on Papa Franklin. This person admires my patron. I will give to Boatswain.
Ooh.
And this person must meet me. I will give to... Oh, I'll give to the leader of the bike gang. The 6s. The 7s.
I like that. Prize 7.
Nice. 7. Sorry, Locke, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to say that so it can be rolled in.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Well, thank you.
Buy
me around, Locke. Money where your mouth is.
It's not all.
You did a great job, and Boatswain sees that, and she looks up into the balcony, sees the high regard that you hold in this hardholder's eyes. She sees Papa Franklin look down on you with admiration and pleasure, and that makes her very appreciative to have you in her pocket. She gives you a nod.
I give her a nod back. Wow.
Papa Franklin points down at you, gives you thumbs up, and then taps his wrist. And then...
What does that mean? I say to Locke.
He's a strange man.
Is he telling us to come back later? Or?
What? You've got some mayonnaise on your wrist? I don't know.
Oh shit.
And then you hear the sound of gunfire. Yes.
I duck.
Well,
I get up on the booth.
It's coming from outside, but
Oh, never mind then.
very shortly, the source of it is revealed as the door is kicked open, and Snickers' lifeless body is thrown onto the ground, into the gem. Held by...
Snickers again?
Snickers was...
is a part-time
Bodyguard.
Yeah, part-time bouncer. She's just torn up. And a burly dude dressed in some pretty significant armor walks in. And he goes, "Tax collectors here!" And
Look to Locke. Damn his taxes.
he's got a mohawk, and he's flanked by, well, you can't really see how many people through the door, but there's quite a few of them. And they're sort of, you can see them like going through all the stuff that's attached to the back of the bikes that have been parked outside the gem.
I'm going to share a look with Snail Meat. What's he doing?
Snail Meat's pissed. He's actually, he's going for a rifle. There's one behind the
alright.
bar, and you see him start making a move.
And I'm going to try to distract them so that they don't see him.
What do you do?
As I stand up on the table and I say, "Taxes!" And, pardon me. And I tighten the towel a little bit because it loosens a bit because I don't have my pants anymore. And I hop down off the table and chest up I walk towards this guy. I don't remember there being a tax collector last month.
And he's like, well, bully for you, my friend. Tax collector's here. Who's in charge of this shit pit? He looks around.
Is Boatswain doing anything?
She's melting back into the shadows.
I'm the owner. What's it to you? You
The
want my
owner.
taxes? You want my money?
No. We want your people.
A people. All right. What do you want them for?
Oh.
We're good at fucking. We're good at drinking. And that's about it, really. But if you're looking for, useful things, I don't think we'll be able to help you.
He slings the gun from around his shoulder and just kind of casually points it into the crowd. Slaves, of course.
Ah, you're collecting taxes, and taxes are slaves. You're not looking for money or things to trade. Oh, I guess slaves are things to trade. Well, I guess we should just give up all the people then, right? Let's just go away. All right, here, you can handcuff me. Not the first time I've been in handcuffs. All right, go ahead, put them on my wrists. You might need the extra large size though. So
Interesting.
I'm looking.
how's
towards
everybody else
Ruth.
doing back there?
Yeah, what's Ruth doing?
This is kind of a stall.
Yeah, I mean, Ruth is definitely taking stock of the whole situation. She starts by checking herself. She makes sure she's got like her lab coat is also it's reinforced. So she makes sure that's done up, so that she's got her protection. She checks her boot. She makes sure the sawed off is still there and loose and ready to go and loaded. And then there's an element of starting from she's moving out, making sure, hey, who's at this table with me? How are they doing? And sort of moving out from there as she starts to coolly assess the room. I'd love to read a situation.
Please do.
Yeah, and let's see how this goes. 6. Oh, it's like a 13.
Nice. Well
I got a
done.
couple of questions here, and I get to mark experience because I've got that one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I can ask the MC questions. 10 plus ask 3. What's my best escape route?
Not the way you came in. There is a back door. It's it to be just underneath the stairs past the barber.
So
There's a back exit.
back door.
Yep.
Cool. What should I be on the lookout for?
There are a lot of guys here. You don't know how many. I would be on the lookout for I mean, for Locke right now, he's put himself in a pretty precarious position. There's a lot of people with guns trained on him,
Okay.
being the one who's making the speeches.
All right. And which enemy is most vulnerable to me?
Very interesting.
Right?
Which enemy is most vulnerable to Ruth? I mean, there is one. He's not here. You don't see him.
Can I do a read person as well?
You can, you want to read a person?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, so the person who's vulnerable to me is outside? Or?
He is not in this room.
Okay.
This plus 1. Oh, I'm not going to succeed. 6.
6. You were trying to read a person?
I was.
Who?
Papa Franklin.
You still get to ask one of the questions.
Oh, okay. What is this character feeling?
Papa Franklin?
Yeah.
Terror. Abject terror. And for my move, because you failed, that big dude slaps some handcuffs on Locke.
Oh.
And
No,
he's
that just
gonna.
gets to happen. I don't get to try to dodge it.
No, I just get to make a move.
Wow, that's bad. Oh, all right.
So they're gonna start trying to pull you out the door, and they're
Sure.
they're threatening other
Speak up.
people.
I'll be like, oh, hold on, and I'll walk up towards Locke and this guy, I guess.
All right. What happens now?
I turn my back for a moment and look at Ruth, and I'm like, and I turn back and I'm like, look. Okay, you guys are looking for slaves. How many, roughly? You don't want the whole town? What's the number?
Taxes, my
Right.
friend.
Taxes. What number we talking?
Well, we can't carry away the whole lot of you.
Exactly.
We don't have the means.
Let's be logical here. How
I'll
many
take
people?
10.
10. Excellent. Well, what do you want the slaves for? You just want some meat to eat? You want to resell? What are we talking? Let's talk tactics here.
I'm sorry. Not interested in answering your questions. I'm just going to take 10 of you.
Oh, so if they're gangrenous or dying, or if they, spread the disease
What's
that
your
they have.
name?
My name is Hex. And the friend you're taking here, unfortunately, has a pretty infectious disease. I will lie to you.
Not just one.
All right. Okay. So this is you trying to fast talk. So you're going to seduce or manipulate somebody.
So, I'll fast talk. Oh.
You're going to roll plus hot.
Okay.
So what do you want them to do?
I just don't want them to take him right now. So that's 13.
Well, there you go. So they're going to go along with you, basically, with whatever you say, unless something you do betrays that.
Okay.
So he immediately lets go of Locke's handcuffs, and he puts a hand over his mouth, and he's like, all right, fine. 10 others.
Well, look, here's the thing. And I kind of take a half step close to him and say, look, there's things that everyone can win here. There are people that we want out of this town. There are people that you can take. All I'm asking is what you want them for. You want them for fucking? You want them for fighting? Let us make your list.
All
Yeah.
of the above.
Well, those are two different things.
For selling, mostly.
Perfect. See, now we're speaking. Because ultimately, sometimes people want people to eat. I don't know. If you just want meat, let's get you some big fat people, right? I'm just trying to speak your language. What's your name, friend?
Friend.
I like that name. I gave it to you myself. It's like I'm your dad. Look,
I'm called the Mall.
okay, the mall. Utmost respect to you. No one here is trying to fight it. You see anyone reaching for the pieces? Look, you got full control here. You want 10? Let's get you 10. How do you
Ruth's
want
trying to get the hell out of here.
Yeah?
She with this distraction, she's trying to get out that back door. That's available.
I'm waiting for Locke to do anything as well.
Yeah. Can you do something under fire for me, Ruth?
I would love to. So I get +1 cool, +1 because I'm acting on an answer you gave me for Rita Sitch. So
Yes, you
it's
are.
+2 is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So I stall, hesitate, or flinch.
Okay.
Offering yeah.
You can make it out, but when you do, they're gonna open fire. You see someone catch your eye as you get up, and their hand goes to their weapon. So you figure from your assessment of the situation that you can probably get out of this bar, but not everyone is going to get out of this bar.
How many people are there?
There's
How many slavers?
Oh, it's hard to tell. There's like 8 people in here right now, and there's a couple of people going through the bikes.
All right, so I think like getting up, seeing that she's caught, knowing she could get away, but it would cost other people's lives, she would stop. She'd put her hands up. She'd sit back down.
And I'll say, look, you want 10. You want 10 to sell, you said, right?
Yeah, we'll take 10.
Okay. Let me just ask you this. What are you selling them for? Jingle?
Yeah.
Did you take a notice of that big penthouse down the way when you came in? 2-decker bus at the end of the alley?
We've seen it.
All right. So, you can take slaves, go go through all the hassle of trying to sell them and prep them. I mean, let's be honest. How many of them do you think are going to try to run? How many do you think you have to shoot in the back?
I was told to get slaves, okay?
Who told you to get slaves?
You might have heard of them. The twins?
Do I know the twins? Am I allowed to make up that I know the twins? I don't know how much makeup.
Oh, you
is
know the
allowed in
twins.
this game. Okay.
You know the twins well. You know the twins very well.
Oh, the fucking twins! I say, okay, interesting. You know what? Yeah, let me just... Ooh. Okay, so I know the twins. They're great people. You know what? I wish I didn't get my name. I just say that to Locke, quietly. And I'm stalling because I don't know what to do. And I turn to Locke. He's
Locke,
sick.
what do you
Sorry about
do?
that. I'm just coughing in this guy's face a little bit.
Yeah, okay,
Sorry
so,
about that.
he's like, listen, appreciate your help, friend. He starts pointing out people. He takes about 6 people from the bar, and unless you guys do
And
something
I'm
right
looking
now,
at
they're going on the
guy-
backs of these bikes.
The rifle dude. What's snail bite doing? Snail barf.
Nail bait.
Snail meat?
Snail bait.
He
Snail
he reconsidered his rifle. He's got the weapon, but he's holding it down underneath the bar right now.
Yeah, I mean, if there's 8 and they're not taking us, I don't know. Fuck it, I guess.
You
All I say to
can't
him
let
is
it.
I say,
Like that.
well, I don't either, but
Can't
what are we
take
supposed
on
to do? I
8
don't
of
even
these
have a
guys
gun.
though.
I'd say
we
to
don't
them,
have,
look,
pieces.
the twins, why do they want the slaves? Just for the cash?
Listen, I'm not. I don't make the rules. I
Maul,
just
you
enforce.
listen, you got a title. You sound like you're the kind of guy who calls the shots. Are you telling me that you're just these twins' errand boy? Because you don't look like an errand boy. You look like a fucking leader.
I'm no errand boy, that's for sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. Look at you. You're decked out in armor. Fucking gorgeous, man. Look at you. God.
Thank you.
All I'm saying is that you're the kind of guy who calls the shots. And now you're just doing what they say. They must be paying you something.
Well, I do call the shots, and the shots are that we're gonna take everything that's on these bikes, probably a few of the bikes, and these 6 people right here.
Ruth,
talking about
Ruth
the-
stands up. Locke, don't let him take anybody.
Well, you heard the lady. Oh, sorry. Don't mind me as I drop the towel on the ground and I'm completely naked now. I'm going to use dangerous and sexy.
Amazing.
Charged situation, roll plus hot. Boo, 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 boo. All right, so that's a 9.
Oh, Locke, I want to help you. I want to just give you all kinds of confidence.
Please
Get
do.
that to a 10. So on the uphand, I got a +1 from my read a sitch. On the downside, I don't understand you at all, so I got a -2. So this result -1. 4, 5, 6. But I'm not helping you at all.
Can I-
All
Okay,
right, so
I-
you didn't help me.
I tried to help you and I fucked up.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So I see
so-
him attacking. Can I do not
No,
that I
well-
want to
well,
go out of order?
Let's let Locke, unless you want to help
I
him
haven't
directly.
finished
let's
Okay,
let
I do
Locke-
want to help you directly. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
I'll help you.
So hot +2, so that's 9 -1, right?
No, I think on my miss, just bad shit happens separately. You do your thing without on a 9, and then
All right.
I fucked up.
Bad shit is happening, and I'm not telling you anything about it.
Okay, I'll just let it go there.
That sounds good.
No, I mean, you can
So,
try to help
9.
him. I'm just making
No,
the
9 is
situation
still pretty
worse.
good. I was only gonna think because
Off-screen.
I only have knives.
That's fine.
That's all right. I'm naked. I've got nothing.
Oh yeah, you didn't have
I'm gonna
guns.
try to
Well-
make this work.
You have your weapons. You just do.
Do we? Oh, well, that changes things quite a bit, dear. I'm going to.
As if a battle babe would go to the bar without taking his
Yeah.
crossbow with him. Come on.
All right. Well, I mean, okay.
I think
we'll say I
you're
have my
dressed in
chain.
your crossbow.
So
Is really the
let's-
way.
Yeah, you're dressed in your chain and long blade with the crossbow on your back and no underpants or anything, just free balling. So you rolled dangerous and sexy. What does that do for us? Tell me all about it.
So that's what I used earlier. Hold 1, make eye contact with an NPC present.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that on the big dude. Now, actually,
No, that's perfect.
make
If
eye
you do
contact
that,
with an NPC who
Yeah.
freezes or flinches, and I say, "Why don't you look down here for a second?" And I get him to turn away from
X.
Hex.
Yeah, the mall.
And
You're
have
talking to
it-
the mall.
Does
I'm
that
talking to the
succeed?
mall.
Okay.
That does succeed.
And when he
yes.
does that, I'm gonna stab him in the back.
Mm.
I'm gonna stab him in the back of the head.
So is he essentially immobilized by your move?
It says that spent hold for one, make eye contact, who freezes or flinches, and can't take action until you break it off.
You
Cool.
may be able to sucker him.
I think you could probably argue that you would be suckering him then, Harlan.
Amazing. So I'm gonna sucker him, and what do?
You're going to attack. You're going to deal harm. You just deal harm to him.
Treat it as an going aggro.
So,
but your
If you
victim
could
isn't.
miss, but you can't.
yeah, you can't miss.
Okay. So I can't miss.
No, because he has been immobilized by your
Perfect.
friend.
So Locke drops his towel, catches this guy's vision, and at sort of all the same time, Ruth says, "Can't let them leave Locke." And me taking this as like the cue to be like, "Let's fuck these people up." I reveal a hidden blade, which I have constantly in my sleeve, and I give it like a little twirl, and almost without changing my facial expression, I just drive it into the back of his head.
And I will say that despite the fact that this guy is heavily armored, the fact that he was incapacitated by your friend allows you to direct that blade into the space between helmet and shoulder pad, right into his spine. How much harm do you deal with your knives?
Oh, good question. I deal exactly
2 harm, I believe?
2 harm.
Yeah, he goes down.
I'm gonna leave it in him too.
There's a spray of blood, and he takes a kneel. You're not sure if he's down for the count or not, but everything happens now. Who wants to act next? People are getting guns out and beginning to fire.
Walk, uppercut him. He's like down
I
with a
mean,
knife in his back.
I could go again.
I'm gonna get the fuck out.
Yeah. Why don't you do something under fire?
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah, these dudes get their guns out and they start opening up on the crowd.
I got a 10.
Cool. So you just do it.
Yeah.
You-
And I level up.
You plotted your escape a few minutes ago, and you execute that plan. As bullets start to fly, they pepper the crowd. A couple people get hit and go down. Bullets are like shattering windows, bottles. A couple of people have taken tables and they're putting them up on their sides for some cover. Locke, what do you do?
Looking up the battle moves. Is it harm rolls?
Yeah, so you can just exchange harm if you're interested in going like 1-to-1, like man-to-man combat.
Well, I've got my Kusarigama, my chain sickle, and I've got it's hand range, but it's AOE. So how many people are around me? I imagine there's at least 2 guys plus a big guy, right? Maul.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Rob how you do this, and then I'm going to say how I would do it, and then we'll talk about doing the thing. Or actually, let's go vice versa. So I think, there's 7 dudes left. They say that you can take out a gang if they're all clustered into an area. He's just going to be exchanging harm with these people. So I think he would roll harm. We would determine what happens to the gang in that case, and then resolve what harm he takes for that action. Does that sound appropriate?
So I think seize by force might be the move we're looking for.
Okay.
Because you could be trying to just seize the bar by force and force them out and blood spilling. You could be trying to fight your way free. If that's the thing you're doing, you could try to defend the rest of us. I think these are all sort of variations on seize by force.
That's a fair point. So maybe we're not even talking about damage dealt, but you're using the battle moves instead.
And then I think because the battle moves are mostly about do you do the thing, and then how much harm do we all get fucked with?
Yep, great call. So, Locke, which one of those speaks mostly to you? Are you trying to seize control of the bar, essentially? Or are you
I'm
more
just
so...
trying to spill blood. I'm trying to cut as many people as possible, really. So I'm trying to deal harm for sure, but
That's going to happen regardless.
Are you defending
Right.
someone else from attack? Are you fighting your way free? Are you trying to keep hold of something you have, which would be your
I'm
freedom?
defending others from attack. I'm defending others from attack.
Okay,
Yeah.
so roll plus hard.
All right. Oh, this is going to be tough. Come on. Big money, big money. That's a 7. That's a success.
Yes, so you choose 2 of seized by force. You can inflict terrible harm. You can suffer little harm. You can take definite and undeniable control of it. Or you can...
Which means
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
the last thing we
so
heard.
you're going to suffer harm no matter what. Suffer little harm means that you will suffer less. So
Okay.
you can inflict terrible harm on your enemies. You can suffer less harm than you would. You can take definite and undeniable control of the bar. Or you can impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. You get to choose 2.
I get to choose 2. Okay, so I'll
Yes.
do less harm, or I'll take a little bit of harm myself, and I'm going to do. Oh, we want to keep it interesting. I'm just going to do as much damage as possible. What's the first one again?
Inflict terrible harm?
Inflict terrible harm.
I'm going to do that.
Lovely.
Pain for pleasure.
Awesome.
I'm taking a little damage myself.
So the rest of these guys aren't as highly armored as the Maul was. So how much damage do you typically do with your weapon?
3.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What does it look like when you murder everyone? I mean, you're gonna take harm by way of their guns. What's your
Right.
armor at? You have 2 armor?
I have 2 armor for being naked. I'm dodging them.
And they've got shotguns. So you're gonna take 1 harm from them.
right.
And
they're a gang?
yeah.
Okay.
How does that work?
So it means they suffer 1 less harm and do 1 extra harm if they're a small gang.
Great. So they deal 2 harm to you total then. That's including your armor. And they suffer 1 fewer harm. So they all suffer 2 harm. Which means...
Well, it would be 4, 3, 2. Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
plus the 1 extra though. Is that
What do you
3 or
mean?
2? Because it was inflict great harm?
Yes, that's right. And he was to suffer little harm. So that's
Yeah.
right. He takes 1 harm then.
Yeah. And 3 harm is widespread injuries, many serious, several fatal.
Yeah. So you get out this long blade on a chain and you erupt into the center of
Yeah.
this gang like a whirlwind.
Yeah. So one end of the chain is a sickle, and on the other end of the chain is like a ball, like a weighted ball for counterbalance. And so the first thing I do is I throw the sickle at the first guy, and just before it hits him in the face, I pull on the chain and I whip it back and around. And before one guy can even react, he's got 1 shot off. And it takes off. It slices clean through his leg. And as it's coming back around, I let the chain slide, and the ball bearing on the end, the weight, flies out of my hands as the sickle is coming towards me and smashes another one in the face. And he begins to fall backwards as like bits of bone and cracked flesh from his face spill into the air and blood. And then finally, I take the sickle that's now in my hands, and I bring it down on the head of the first one that I attacked.
Fucking brutal.
Quite hit his face.
I love it. You do take a shotgun blast to the chest. I would like you to
To the
roll.
chest?
Yeah. I want you to
Oh,
roll harm for me, please. So this is a different kind of roll. Rob made one
so
earlier
that-
today. You took 1 harm total. So you're going
Alright.
to roll 2d6 and add 1, which is your total harm.
All right.
You want to roll low this time.
That's not good. I rolled 9.
+1.
And
So 10.
Oof. Not great.
Am I dead?
No, you're not dead. Sorry, I'm just looking it up right now. Harm. Page 200 or so.
So the MC chooses one: unconscious, trapped, incoherent, panicked, it's worse than it seemed, or choose 2 from 7 to 9. Lose your footing.
Yeah, you lose your grip on your weapon. Your forearms become slick with your own blood.
ooh,
And you lose track of someone. You don't know where Ruth went. You can't find
All
her.
right.
And the remaining gang members flee from the establishment
can I
as
drive
you.
another hidden knife into the mall's head, or is he dead?
He's bleeding out, but he's not dead right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like take another knife.
You're gonna sucker him again?
Yeah,
Nice.
I already know what he needs. I already know what I need to know. At 10 plus something,
Yeah, he's dead. You killed him.
And
and I leave
can
the
I
second
act
one
as
in him
though
as
running
well. So
away?
there's like 2 knives sticking out of his like either side of his, and he drops down.
Yeah, you
Do I
wanna.
have enough?
Sorry.
Do I have enough time to? Oh, sorry. Ruth should go. I think.
Ruth.
I ran away.
Yeah, you're gone. Ruth's gone.
Oh,
And
alright.
you lost track
So
of her,
then-
so.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a new one. Oh, that
I
feels-
walk over. I'm like, hey, it's okay, it's okay.
Hold on a second. And
help
I walk
heal?
past him as he's trying to help me, and I pull out my crossbow, and I kind of stagger out of the swinging doors of the bar,
Yeah.
and I aim for one of these guys that's getting on their motorcycle, and I kind of drunkenly take aim and fire my crossbow at one of them.
Nice. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to shoot him so he's dead.
I'm gonna say you are laying down fire. So you
Oh,
are
yeah.
providing covering fire, suppressing fire, etc. That probably works out. So roll plus hard.
All right. Oh, fuck. Do I get any advantage? All right. My heart is -1, so I got a 6. Unless someone helps me.
You walked into the bar. I was
No,
trying to
yeah,
heal
you got a 6. You missed. So choose one.
All right.
Choose one of them anyway.
Choose one of the people.
No, choose one of the things from the lay down fire. So you get to provide covering fire, allowing another character to move or act freely. You can provide supporting fire, giving another PC +1 on their own battle move, which the battle's basically over. So you can provide suppressing fire, denying another character to move or act freely. Or you can take an opportune shot, inflicting harm on an enemy within your reach.
That's what I want to do.
Cool. So yeah, you peg another guy and he falls off his motorcycle as the rest of them scree away into the night, carrying with them not all, but a chunk of salvage gear, loot that had been brought back to Crashmere today by the gang, Prize 7's gang.
Did all the gang die?
No.
Oh.
No.
Because one of my things was to meet the leader.
No, I'm sorry. Prize 7's gang were the people in the bar. They were the people who had parked their bikes outside with stuff lashed to the back, which this new gang that was headed by the mall stole.
So I'm still going to
stealing.
get a chance to meet him then.
Yeah. Ruth, where are you? What's happening?
I mean, her mind was obsessed with Toyota and Sibo and making sure they didn't leave the bar a minute ago and walk into these folks to get shuffled off by slavers. So I think she's going to try and find them and then sort of enlist them and getting everybody who's not in the bar away from here, somewhere safer, just somewhere away from where this violence is happening. So they're trying to figure out where people were at. And then she's going to circle back and see who needs stitches and who's dead.
You do.
In
Okay.
the meantime, can I try to heal Locke?
I don't know if you can.
Oh, it says when you heal another player character's harm.
Yeah, that's for the angel, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I think you would need a way to do it. And do you have a way to
You
heal
don't
her?
have any, like, equipment.
I have torn pieces of Jer's shirt.
Poor Jer.
I just run over, tear Moore's shirt off. This is mine.
Jer, do you have more shirts?
fair enough.
I will calm you down. I'll walk over and be like, hey, it's okay.
Ruth, as you are trying to find Toyota and Sibo, you move through the neighborhood of the clinic, and as you pass, by, you see that the door is open.
I gotta go inside. They should have this place barred down. What are Shagusa and Mox up to?
Well, Mox is working on Shagusa because she has been injured while you were away, and as you come in, Mox turns to you and is like, "Oh my God, they were raiders! They came into the clinic.
Okay.
Shagusa's been shot."
Okay. I'm going to spend one stock. I'm going to put gloves on very carefully. I'm going to use one stock to treat an NPC. They're stable now. They'll recover in time. I'm just going to get Shagusa back up and running, or at least like not dying. And very careful not to touch them with my uncovered hands. There's been too much psychic bullshit today.
And as Mox is like gaining his composure again, he's like, "They're really fucking interested in Grendel."
Is Grendel still here?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. What do you mean they were interested in Grendel?
They came in, they started yelling about Grendel, they knew his name. What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know. I don't even really know who they were. I mean, they were at the bar too. I stuck out the back there. Locke and Hex were, in the middle of it. I got to go back and
They were working
check
for the
on that.
twins, I say, standing in the doorway with Locke bleeding at my side.
Who the fuck are the twins?
The twins are Grendel's kids.
They were trying to unhook him, but I told them that if they took those needles out, he was done for, and they told me that they would be back.
They're going to be back. This isn't done. They're going to come
Locke,
back.
how much harm you got?
Only one. It's just a scratch, really. But if you want to poke me with those needles, then I'd be happy to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to sit you down and start stitching you up just idly as we have the rest of this conversation.
They're coming for the twins. Or they're coming from the twins for Grendel. Grendel's their dad. And when this fucker died, they came in. And as bad as this motherfucker was, these kids, they're crazy. They don't give a shit about anything. I watched them blow up gold. Gold! Who does that?
The twins.
Yeah, they're crazy. And they're coming back. We need to find out what this fucker knows and quick.
Holy fuck, yeah, okay.
Maybe Maul has more information.
Well, let's go get those 5 fucking quartz from Papa Franklin. And get that goddamn device from the Chronicle. And then maybe when they come back to pick up Grendel, we let them take him. Stuff his body full of dynamite. And those twins. I'm getting saucy.
I think let's leave it there, guys.
Wow. My goodness.
I'm getting saucy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Apocalypse World Session 1.
Wow.
Thank you so much to Joe for running such a wonderful game.
You're so welcome. We just have to do...
End of session.
Yeah, we have to do end of
Yes,
session
we'll do end
upkeep
of session.
really
I
quick.
just wanted to clap.
Aww.
Okay.
Yeah, high octane.
end
I
of
like
session
it.
again?
We're gonna do history with people.
Holy crap, the world is bright when you take sunglasses off.
Indeed.
I didn't upgrade. I only got
Yeah.
3
Woo.
experience.
That's okay. At the end,
My
you choose
eyes
one of
look
the
so-
characters with the highest history on your sheet.
That's rude.
No, sorry, that's not
No.
it.
Choose a character who knows you better than they used to. If
That's
there's
it.
more than one, choose the one at your whim. If no one knows you better, choose a character who knows you worse.
I'll choose Locke knows me better because I choose Rose Loud.
You can also say they know me worse, but yeah, so that person marks.
I think.
Oh,
True.
that
think-
person marks you +1.
Yeah.
You chose me last time.
I did choose you last time, so I'm going to say Ruth knows me better this time.
Oh yeah. What? I mean, I don't disagree. I think I definitely
think
saw.
because I know the moment. I think it's because when I came in at the beginning and you were stressed about something, and I came up and I held your hands, and you tried to read me, but you failed. But there was a weirdly intimate moment where I think because of your failure, you sort of dropped your guard, and then
Yeah.
Toyota came in. That moment, I think you definitely knew me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just so good at character development. There's just so many options.
What are you thinking, Locke?
I think that. So we can say that someone knows us less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Hex knows me less.
Really?
Yeah, because I think from the sexual angle, you hitting on me at the start and Locke not really going for it was it was kind of I think it kind of confused you a little bit. I don't know. What did you guys notice that, or did you guys feel like?
What do you
Yeah, I
think,
mean,
guys?
I think that's up to you. If you're saying I don't think he knows me as well as
Yeah, it's totally your call.
yeah. I buy that as justification. I think
Now
that
you're from
fits.
0 to -1.
But you still level up at -3.
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying
I just love that nobody knows Locke because I was -2. I healed him a little bit, so I got to go up to -1. But
Oh, nice. That works.
yeah, I think. I mean, so there's the case. I think that I think Locke. I'm going to go with Locke because Locke knows Ruth better. I think it could be either Hex or Locke, so I'm just picking at my whim. And I think it's because Locke was just there and didn't ask any questions on the helping out. I think he just was there and started doing things and was participating. Ruth fell unconscious. He was just part of it. I think there's that part of the team kind of feel. It's maybe not only Ruth thinking that Locke knows him better, but Ruth thinking that he's now part of the team, that Mox and Shakusa are also, or at least she thinks that they also might feel a little bit more of a team.
I like it.
Cool.
Well, there we go. I'm at +3 Ruth, -1 Locke.
Rob, you said that Ruth leveled up.
Yeah, Ruth needs to pick an improvement, and I don't know what it is yet.
That's fine. You got all week to think about
Actually,
it.
you got 2
Plus
weeks
to a
to think about
stat,
it.
get a new move, get a supplier, which we'd have to talk about, or get a move from another playbook, and I'm going to think about that.
Well, you got 2 weeks to think about it because we are not playing Apocalypse World next week, unfortunately. Justin is away. So we will figure that out. But we will be back with Apocalypse World Session 2 the week after that. Thank you so much to the lovely Joe for running this wonderful game. I had such a blast.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Yeah,
Sport
sure.
Astro. And thank you to you, the stream, for hanging out and watching. I hope you're having a good time.
Woo!
Boom. Oh, it sounds
Wow.
like oh, there it goes. That is it from us. I hope you have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend. I hope I see you Friday night for the spooky stream. Come by, stop, hang out. I'm just going to chat to you in Discord. We're going to play some fun games. And we will see you, as my very good friend Rob always likes to say.
We will see you next time, because that's what happens around here.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
See you
Bye.
next time.